Hello and welcome to Build Up to a Good Game. It's West Ham United against Newcastle United. Kick-off just an hour and 5 minutes away, which means the lineups will be with us in a few minutes' time. But it is, as you expect, for the Hammers. To be honest with you, I'm also just as interested in the Newcastle team news today. They've got a couple of injury doubts with Callum Wilson and Joelinton. Should one be available, you'd imagine they start. Potentially both might be available. We'll have to wait and see what that team news has. But for West Ham, Michail Antonio had a late fitness test today. Should he pass it, he will start. Should he fail it, he won't start. Simple as that, really. But the official lineups will be up with us in a few minutes' time. Thank you very much for joining me. Gon's at the game today, so I'm running solo, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Charlie will be with us a little bit later on. So get interacting in the live chat. We'll see what you're all saying in just a minute, but a little bit of admin. If you're new around here, please do subscribe. We're edging closer to 34,000 subscribers. And I'll tell you what, if we hit that today, we'll do a giveaway. If we hit 34,000 subscribers in this stream, when Charlie's doing a watch along, if we hit the 34,000 subscribers, we'll give away a mug. Don't know which one. We'll give away a mug. I will confer. Anyway, yes, let's see what you're all saying today. Dean's asking if we would take a point today. Everyone answer that. You've got 4 minutes before you see the lineups, because I think when you see the lineups, you may change your mind naturally. But would you take a point right now? I think I would, truth be told. I think Newcastle are a really good side. I think I did the video this morning over on Patreon. I was saying I think we're in there's different leagues within the Premier League. We've got the relegation battle. We've got the title race, if you like, the Champions League race, perhaps. I think we're in the one under that, which is could get into European Football League, and I think we're in there. Brighton, Villa. And traditionally, Newcastle, well, I say traditionally, they've been in the relegation one, haven't they? But, you know, they could be in that one. I feel like they're sort of between the Champions League and the European one at the minute. I think they're sort of in between the two. But if we can get a point today, I think it's a good one. But it sort of depends on the Villa result. If we get a win against Villa, the draw becomes a fantastic one. But should we lose against Villa, this is one you might look back at and think, maybe we could have done with the win. But I think a draw would be a good point today. I think Newcastle's a fantastic team. Luke says huge game today, nervous but in a good way. A lot of people, sort of Danny, Justin, Martin, they'd also take a point. Nick and Daniel would as well. Will thinks there's goals. Yeah, I do as well. Brad says he'd take a point. James says no, go for the win. The thing is, I want to go for the win as well. I just think if at the end of it we get the point, I'm okay with that one. Steve says he's a Newcastle fan. He thinks it's going to be a tough game today. Mikey would take a point. Aqua would take a point. So would Spencer. Collingwood. This is a bit like, I think, by the way, when people say they would take a point, this is what I assume. I assume people would, this is everyone's response, which is they wouldn't take one, but they're happy. That's what and that's what I assume. It's like when people say you take a point, and someone will say, why don't you want to try and win the game? Well, we do. We just would be happy if the result was anyway. Chris says no, it's a defeatist attitude. Jason saying he wouldn't take it, he'd risk it. Jay says great news on board. He's got to score, and he's thinking Ward-Prowse to prove a point after the England squad omission. Yeah, the Bowen news is good, isn't it? It feels big. Feels like big news, that one. Dean's quietly confident. He's going with 3-2 against his Toon supporting brother, but he'll take a 2-all. I'm saying 2-2. Daniel, I've still got a sore head, truth be told. I've had a sore head for about 3 days now. So I was ready to say starting to do my head in, actually. Pun not intended, but it is a bit sore on Friday, a bit sore yesterday, really sore during the night. I couldn't sleep. I was outside at 3:30 in the morning on the garden sofa. I curled up because I needed the fresh air, and it's been sore today. So it's not ideal. I just wanted to go away now. I don't really get headaches or migraines or anything, but this is the third day in a row I've had a sore head, so it's starting to frustrate me. Just wanted to piss off. It's interrupting the enjoyment of the day, if you know what I mean. Bernard says, most confident he's been playing in big sides in a long time, but Callum Wilson loves a goal. We'll find out if he's fit. There was doubts over Callum Wilson. Wayne thinks Newcastle's win against PSG could be a good thing for us. Maybe. I think now's a good time to play Newcastle. Joelinton and Wilson doubts. Botman's out. So it could be a good time to play them. I think it's probably never a good time to play them kind of thing, but we'll wait and see. Anyway, the lineup should be out in just a second. I'm just waiting for the old notification to come through from West Ham. but it's not come yet. Shocking. Let me find the One Football app. The One Football app will have it, won't it? This video is not sponsored by the One Football app, but the One Football app is a fantastic app. Come on, West Ham. What are they doing? They're probably only announced half the subs anyway. Right, here we go. This is the West Ham starting 11 today. Charlie got it right, so you can pop it on the screen. The starting 11 today is Areola in goal with a back four of Vladimir Soufal, Kurt Zouma, Neifagerd, and Emerson. They've got Alvarez in defensive midfield with Thomas Souček and Ward-Prowse, Lucas Paqueta sort of on the left, Jared Bruno on the right, and Michail Antonio up front. So there you go. The same team as you'd expect. Michail Antonio had his late fitness test this morning, obviously passed it, and he's into the starting 11. I've got no complaints about this. I don't think you can. I think it picks itself. I think this team picks itself now. You know, obviously there's the Kudus thing. If we were playing Burnley or Luton, I'd want Kudus to start, but we're not. We're playing Newcastle. I understand why he's playing Souček. It's a bit of a predictable team from us. But the funny thing is, when we're winning, right, this is what I will say. When we're winning, I don't mind us having a predictable team, right? Because I mean, you're winning. You're picking a winning side. I'm okay with that. It's when we're losing week in, week out, or we're struggling week in, week out, and we're predictable. That's when I don't like it. Because I'm pretty certain the Newcastle team is predictable for today. But no one has an issue with that because they're good. The reason they're predictable is because they're bloody good. Because Trippier is the best option right back. Because they've got bottoming out. Lascelles and Schär will be. I don't even know the Newcastle team. I don't know if this is their back four. And Dan Burn will probably retain his spot left back because they're good. They're in form. They're playing well together. So I will complain about us being predictable when we're crap. But when we're winning and we're doing well and we're 7th in the league, I don't mind us. I don't mind being able to guess the West Ham starting 11. It's because we're in form. Anyway. That's the West Ham team. The bench for the Hammers this afternoon at the London Stadium. We've got Lucas Fabianski as well as Thilo Kehrer and Angelo Ogbonna. We've got Pablo Fornals, Maxwell Cornet, Danny Ings. We also have Mohamed Kudus, Saeed Benrahma and Mubama on the bench as well. And I'll wait for the live chat to tell me if we're missing any big players. That's the good thing. The poll is now live. So if you're watching live, please get involved in the poll. There is 4 options. Select which one carefully reflects your opinion of the West Ham starting 11. And when Charlie pops on, we'll get the results from the poll. So get involved. The more votes, the better. The more reliable the data. Obviously, Creswell's missing. Johnson's missing. Mavropanos is missing. We're missing Mavropanos. Is there anyone else we're missing? Live chat? Anyone else? Mavropanos isn't there. Where's he gone? He must have picked up a knock. So there you go. That's the West Ham team in the West Ham starting 11. Let me switch over to the old Newcastle team. Right then, for Newcastle this afternoon, Nick Pope continues in goal with a back four of Kieran Trippier. They've also got Lascelles and Schär with Burn at left back. Oh, predictable. They've also got midfield of Bruno, Guimarães, Sean Longstaff and Tonali. Also predictable. And they've got a front three of Almiron, Anderson and Isak. Predictable to a lot of people, right? When I did my Patreon video, the left one was the one I was unsure of. And I said it could be Anderson and it could be Murphy, but I went with Hall. Hall was my prediction. I got it wrong, but Anderson's, it's not a shock, right? Predictable. Newcastle team, also predictable. Do we have an issue with it? No. Why? Because they're bloody good. Anyway, that's your Newcastle 11. Then on the bench, we've got Dubravka with Dummett and Wilson. Oh, Wilson's on the bench. God's sake. Matt Ritchie, we've also got Matt Targett, and we've also got Manquillo, Hall, Livramento, and Murphy. So they've got basically Wilson and a load of fullbacks, really. I know Ritchie and Murphy are wingers, but they can play fullback. Dummett winger, Targett winger, fullback, Targett fullback, Manquillo fullback, Livramento fullback, and Hall, traditionally a fullback, can play forward. So they've got 5 fullbacks on the bench in Newcastle. I'm saying 5. And 2 of them can play fullback. So a lot of right backs and left backs on there. But there you go. That's the Newcastle team. I've rattled through them on purpose because we don't have Gonzo today. So I thought I'd just get through them. Then we'll get the bet on in a second and we'll get your thoughts in the live chat on both teams. Now, what I will say about both teams is both are predictable. So there's no excuses, really. How would have been thinking, is Antonio fit? Is he not? Moyes would have probably been thinking, is Joelinton and Wilson fit? Is he not? I don't think Wilson needs to be fit. That bugger could come on with one leg and score a goal. But it's what we expect. Two strong teams this afternoon out there. I want to see us, in a weird way, I'm glad that Antonio starting because it pushes Bowen up against Dan Bird. I thought Bowen had Byrne on the ropes at St James's Park in the first half. I remember Bowen caused him all sorts of bother, and we didn't really capitalise it in the second 45, which was disappointing. But if Antonio was out, we'd play Kudus, and I think we'd see Bowen down the middle and Kudus on the right. Now, Kudus might cause him problems, but more, he cuts inside. Kudus cuts inside more rather than taking on the left back, which is good. But I think Burns there to be got at. Paqueta's going to have his hands full with Kieran Trippier, I think. We know Paqueta is good defensively and he works hard, but I've also seen him at times switch off, at times roll around on the floor while the play is ongoing. So Paqueta's going to have to watch out on this game, make sure he doesn't give Trippier freedom down that right-hand side. So it's important that we've got that. The midfield battle will be fascinating today, I think. Alvarez, Ward-Prowse and Souček against Tonali, Bruno and Longstaff. That's a good matchup in the middle of the park. So I'm really looking forward to this one. I'm genuinely really looking forward to this game. I feel like because of our start, I feel like I've still got the ghost of last season a little bit in my head to some extent, which is relegation battle. I was dreading every game. We could have been playing the dog and duck and I've been panicking about what we were going to do. But because we had a strong start, I feel quite relaxed, and I feel like we lose today, it's not the end of the world. We'll win today. Hello, I'm going to get a little bit excited that we can qualify for European football next season, because we could get 8th and finish. We could finish 8th and get European football. That video is coming out next week. In case you're wondering what on earth are you talking about, that video is out next week. Where A, I'm going to explain how, and B, I've just got a feeling. 8th will get European football this season. And so the question isn't, are West Ham good enough to get European football? Because naturally you think, top 6, that's your natural response. You'll probably say no. The question is, do you think West Ham can get 8th? I think so. And if we can get something today, if we get a win today, I'll definitely start looking forward to it and getting a little bit hopeful that we could have a 4th consecutive season of European football at West Ham United. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of we'll put a little bet together. There'll be no phrase that pays. Instead, what we'll do is once I've done the bet, I'll ask you for your thoughts on the West Ham team and the Newcastle team, and if you give us your thoughts on the game, etc., you'll be entered into the giveaway. Now, last time Gonzo wasn't here, I'm not saying get excited, but last time Gonzo wasn't here, we won. We were able to give the money away, and that was at the very end of last season, I think. Oh no, we played another game, and Gonzo wasn't here this season, and it was close. But last season we won it. So we're going to go both teams to score. Ooh, that's not bad. Total goals over 2.5. Yeah, better odds. Right, over 2.5 goals. So we need 3 goals or more in this game. We're going to have a Jared Bowen shot on target. For Newcastle, we'll have Almiron shot on target. And we'll do both of those players to have at least 2 shots. I like that one. And where's Almiron? He likes to shoot. Not very good at it, but he likes to shoot. Big Kurt Zuma to have a shot. And Fabian Schär to have a shot. Oh, the odds are building up here. Both teams to get a booking. Oh, it's a bit low. I'm thinking Paqueta card as well. A few people are saying Paqueta. It's him or Alvarez, isn't it? Right. Alvarez or Paqueta. Who's getting booked? I'll look at the first 15 responses, and then I'm going with the majority. Alvarez or Paqueta. No one else. You're not getting any options. You're either picking Alvarez or Paqueta. Who is getting booked out of those two? Who's most likely to get a yellow card? Like I said, don't put in Souček or Bruno. I'm ignoring them ones. Alvarez or Paqueta. Right, the first 3 are Alvarez. People are saying both. Alvarez, Paqueta. Right, we're going Alvarez. Edson Alvarez, get in the bet. I'm sure. I think I've seen a stat the other day. I said a fact. I think in the last 17 games for club and country, Alvarez has been booked in 12. I mean, that's just ridiculous, isn't it? But I'm happy putting Alvarez in, by the way. So this is a bet. 100. It's 130. But we'll round it up. Hammers Chat will make it £150, right? If this bet wins, one of you will win £150 cash. It's quite a long bet, but I think it's going to win. Over 2.5 goals, so we need 3 goals or more in the match. Jared Bowen to have a shot on target, Almiron to have a shot on target, but both players to have 2 shots. So ideally, they both have 2 shots and one of them hit the target, right? You get me? You with me? Kurt Zuma and Schär just have a shot. Doesn't have to hit target. Doesn't even have to hit the goal. It could get blocked by a defender. Both those players have a shot each. Both teams to receive a card and Edson Alvarez to get booked. So it's a bit of a long-winded bet, right? But this is how I bet. I'm not Gonzo likes a goal scorer and a card and this, that, and the other. I like to go stats, right? So we're going stats here. I'll read it out once more. Over 2.5 goals. Bowen and Almiron shot on target. Bowen and Almiron have 2 shots or more in total. Zuma and Shard have a shot each. Alvarez get booked and a Newcastle player to get a yellow card. £150 cash. So in the live chat, just get your thoughts in now about the West Ham team, the Newcastle team, how you're feeling ahead of the game, but no score predictions. I'm not taking your score predictions yet. Get your thoughts into the live chat. Almiron doesn't have a shot on target. Rubbish. Whenever I can guarantee, whenever I watch Newcastle, Almiron is having a shot on target. Mark's asking when does Zuma ever have a shot? All the time this season. Hey, with James Ward-Prowse, Zuma and Aguerd are getting on the end of them non-stop. Honestly, Zuma will have a shot today. He'll get on the end of a James Ward-Prowse corner. I'm telling you. I don't think they had Aguerd, by the way. Before you said they should, they can. He's not there. Right, let's have a little look and see what you're saying. Get your thoughts in. Matthew's asking for the West Ham bench. I'll pop up on the screen briefly. I won't read it out, but it's on the screen now. Gavino said, it's a good opportunity for us today, given their injuries, but fatigue may hit us in the second half. Possible. Very possible. Daniel says, Kudus should have started, and he's a bit worried about Callum Wilson. We're all worried a little bit about Callum Wilson. Hammer Boy, yeah, header counts as a shot. Honestly, any shot, it could hit him in the arse as long as he means to shoot. It counts. Barry's saying Zuma will get his head on the balls. Thank you. Zuma gets it. Thank you. I'm feeling a bit of love for the Zuma shot. I'm liking this. I was doubting myself at one point, but I'm happy with it. Bryce said it will be about the mindset. We need at least 2 goals and shouldn't sit back and invite pressure. Newcastle are going to be dangerous, and we will need to absorb the pressure at times. Jones very happy. Ward-Prowse to score. Cyber says Moyes needs to appreciate the moment and go for the win. Alex thinks we're going to lose. Mike says, I feel like we take this. I don't know why, but I'm feeling confident. Good. William says, comfortable win. Today, Newcastle is overrated. I'll take the first bit. I disagree with the second one. They've already done it. They finished in Champions League places last season. I don't think... Can they be overrated? It depends how much you rate them, though. But I rate them as a team that might get into the Champions League spaces this season. I think that's fair. They've done it. Done it now. Ralph would have preferred Kudus to start. Then Antonio comes on in beast mode if we need a goal. Yes, Stephen, it does count. It's a shot, right? For the betting, a shot is a shot. If someone heads it towards the goal, it's a shot, right? It counts. It doesn't matter which body part. As long as it's within the game, so obviously if he punches it and the referee, that doesn't count because the free kick's given. If it's offside, it doesn't count because the game stops at where the offside call was made. But as long as he has a shot, the defender can block it. It doesn't have to hit the target, nothing, just a shot. Charles hit one from 35 yards out at some point anyway. He always does it, but he'll be more confident after that strike on Wednesday night. Joshua says it'll be a tough game. Got to get James Ward-Prowse. Those set pieces will be the difference. Hammer 1999 says, I like the team. Hoping Zuma and Aguerd have instructions with Zuma, Mark and Isak, and Aguerd sweeping. Zuma on the ball concerns me, so I'll try and build up down the left as much as possible. Agree. Michael said, good lineup with options off the bench. Come on, you irons. Andrew says, we got more chance with the bets. Got more chance of being run over by number 34 up on Mountain than the bet. Well, I know who's not winning the cash should the bet win. Andrew, and whoever said well Zuma won't have a shot excluded. You're not really, just to be clear. You're not. Basically, if it wins, we get Gonzo's youngest one to go through the live chat and just pick someone. That is how we pick the winner. Because there's no other way of doing it. We just get Gonzo's kid to go pick someone that's commented in the live chat. And that's how we do it. Michael says, if Antonio is having a good game, he won't be falling over every 3 minutes. Steve said a draw, which he'd be okay with. Barry would like to see James Ward-Prowse get his record today at home, 60,000 cheers. What record? Oh, is he equal on scoring 3 kicks? Is that the record? I didn't know that, but I think I did. You've triggered something. Daniel's laughing at the fact that Newcastle is potentially overrated. They battered Villa, battered PSG, and battered us last season. Brighton battered them. James, what if the shot goes over? That's okay. As long as it's clearly, I will say the bookies can be a little bit snide when it comes to determining what is a shot and what is a cross, etc. There is often, those, sometimes a player will whip in one of those and the keeper catches it, but it was a cross, but people will say, that was a shot, because usually they've got money on the shot. But the biggest scam I've ever had, right? I'm kid you, this happened, right? Some of you people were probably on the bet years ago. Liverpool were playing in a cup game and Shaqiri was playing for Liverpool. That's how far back we're going. And Sky Bet did a bet at halftime, boosted Shaqiri to have a shot on target from outside the box. I don't know, 4-1, I think it was. It was all right odds for somebody belting them from this. I can't remember the exact terminology. Maybe it was just a shot on target. But anyway, Shaqiri had a free kick. Now, also, here we go. Took the free kick. The Wolves keeper, I think it might have been John Ruddy. We're going back that far now. It would have been John Ruddy in goal. Tipped it over the bar. It was obvious. Keeper tipped it. I think it hit the bar. Yeah, he tipped it onto the bar and over it went. And, fantastic save. Look at all these replays. Look at this fantastic save. But the referee gave a goal kick. And within the rule and within the terms and conditions at Sky Bet, if the referee gives a goal kick, it doesn't count as a shot on target. How does that work? So obviously everybody's like, get in, we just won a load of money, Sky Bet special. Loads of people were on it, and there was this huge uproar on social media. And Sky Bet were like, no, it doesn't count because it was a goal kick. So the keeper didn't touch him. We're like, well, the keeper did touch it. Sky Sports showed John Ruddy touching onto the bar, but they wouldn't pay out because the referee gave a goal kick. Mental, isn't it? I'm pretty certain though the referee gave a corner, they wouldn't count as someone shoots and it goes over the bar without touching anyone, and the ref gives a corner. Bet they won't pay out for something. But anyway, scam, massive scam, but it's in the terms and conditions. Strangely. Hammer 1999 said midfield battle will determine the outcome of the game. Theirs is dynamic with good dribblers, whereas ours prefers to pass through the line. Let's hope Antonio can make it stick. Spooky Duke, my partner's a Newcastle fan. So we're both shirted up and not speaking to each other. Love that. Brilliant. Send us a photo, Spooky Duke. hammerchat@gmail.com. Take a picture of you both and send it. And if you do, I want to see the proper one smiling, one grumpy, or you're both grumpy. Take a proper picture and send it to us. hammerchat@gmail.com. We'll show it on the screen, though. We will show it. But if you do it, we'll send you a coaster for free. Any coaster you can pick, we'll send you one for free. We did this in the past. Someone got a cushion on Christmas Day of Declan Rice. We got him to send us a selfie of him with a cushion. He did it. So we sent him a packet of beer mats. I've done that one. I've clicked on that one. Hey, that comment was that good. I clicked on it twice. Yes, it is the free kick goal for the record. Thank you, Simon. I assumed that, but thank you. Right, I'm trying to scroll quickly to get to, because I missed out a little bit. Cyber, I won't go get it. I'm too stubborn. I don't like hospitals and I don't like doctors. I don't like medicine. Nothing. I'm too. I don't know how you. I don't know what the terminology is. I don't like it. So I won't. I'll just. That's why I'm drinking, and that's why I'm drinking as much water as I can. Water and sleep. It'll disappear by itself. Reddy says it's a big test today. Interesting how tactics pan out. Get your measuring stick out. Shin says having our most talented player play out on the left against Trippier kind of neutralises his threat. Hope Paqueta drifts in as much. I think he will. He'll drift in loads. That's why on paper he's on the left, right? On paper he's out on the left, but he's not really, is he? He's not going to be stuck out there for the whole game. Bowen is out on the right, and he'll be out on the right. Paqueta will move. Paqueta will go get involved in the game. That's why I'm okay with it. The disadvantage is it frees Trippier up from a defensive perspective, but we'll have a look and see. Daniel says Brunt's been good this season, but I'll back Alvarez 9 times out of 10. Alvarez is going. Bruno's been good this season. I think he's trying to say. Alvarez is going to be brilliant. Hopefully. Unknown says we seem to be in a very similar position to each other, considering both teams with our European and league form and all that. This is a high scoring game. Yeah, I'm staying with 2-2. I'm sticking with 2-all. Johnny says I think VAR will have a massive. Oh, don't start that. We don't do that. I'm not clicking on. I'm trying to stay away from the doctor comments. By the way, I just complained about my headache earlier, and it's anyway. There you go. The lineups. There you go. There you go. Charlie's done them. Charlie's good. Charlie's on form. Just to be clear, that Charlie is here. Charlie will be doing the watch along today. He's back. So there you go, Vinny. The West Ham and Newcastle lineups are on the screen right now. Peter saying latrophobia is a fear of anything medical. I'm not scared of anything medical. I just don't want it. There's a big difference. It's a bit like, I don't know. I guess it'd be like wearing a dress. I don't have a fear of wearing a dress. I just don't want to wear one. A skirt, a kilt, however, I wear one of them. I don't want to wear a dress. I'm not scared of it. So latrophobia, I don't have latrophobia. I'm not afraid of anything medical. I just don't want it. It's a choice. I choose to stay away. To stay away from it. Williams says we need to stop teams scoring after half-time. If we do, I think we will win. Gad said he's watched a lot of doctor shows and I probably have a tumour. Cheers, mate. Nice one. Just that's what I need on the watch along. I'm getting diagnosed by House on Netflix. Chucking things. I think Paqueta listens to Moyes, says yes. Gaffer then goes and does what he wants. I love it. I think there's an element of that. I think there is an element of it. Moyes said he gets frustrated with Paqueta, didn't he? And he probably does. And I think at times we all know the instances that probably does frustrate Moyes when he does a pass and it's quite far off, or he loses the ball, or he's rolling around on the floor. You can just imagine Moyes would be a bit fuming with it, but because he's so bloody good, you've just got to put up with it. And that's why, do you know, when people say Moyes won't play flair players, I think, well, he puts up with it with Paqueta. He does. He wouldn't have 11 flair players in the team, don't get me wrong. And maybe one is his limit. Maybe one is all he can do. But he allows him. He allows him. Fife asking when YouTube put ads in the live show. Yeah, they've just started that. We've dumbed it down as much as possible. We've taken it down as much as we can. But it's just the way YouTube go these days, isn't it? And when we do live shows, we don't earn any money on them. When we do live shows on YouTube, we don't earn any money. But now they put ads in, it'll earn us a bit of money. And we don't have loads of sponsors at the minute, so we need to try and get as much income as possible. Fred said this is the game that will show how far we have come this season. This in Villa. I completely agree with that. That's I am completely like that one, Fred. This one in the Villa one's the two where we can come away with just 3 points. I said, Josh, we get 3 points. I'm really happy. And I'm going to get a bit hopeful this season. Just get 4 or 6. I'm going to be buzzing. I mean, 2's good because you've gone unbeaten, right? It's good. You're unbeaten, but it's only 2 points. But I do think if we can get a win in the next 2, I think we're doing all right. Chris says Kudus will be off next summer. Who can blame him? I think it's too early, Chris. I think it's too early to be saying that. I think, you know, he's getting his starts in European football. He's clearly Moyes' sort of 12th man, if you like. You know, he's got his first 11 on the pitch today. Kudus is the next one in the pecking order. I think we're only in October. He's only been here. He signed at the end of August, so he's only been here, 6 weeks or something. I think it's too early to be saying he'll be off. I don't think he will be at all. I think he's probably content with the amount of game time he's getting. Would he like to start more games? Probably, but he's got to earn his place. We're doing good. When he's come in, we're playing well. It's not like we're losing every week and he's not getting it. We're winning every week. Well, winning most games and he's not getting in, so he's going to have to wait, unfortunately. Anyway, headphone in time, because do you know what time it is? It's Charlie Walsh time. How's it going? I can't hear you. Oh, he's muted. Right, while Charlie sorts that out, Stevie says, first game we played against a team I think we're on par with. We played lower leagues and higher teams, but not someone on par. I think Brighton were on par with, Stevie, but I get what you're saying. Right, is that you fixed up, Walsh? No. Maybe it's me. Can people hear Charlie? Maybe it's my headphone. I don't know how to test my headphone. But can people hear Charlie? Some people let us know. Tom, thank you for the £3 super sticker. We don't know what it is because of the software. Charlie might be able to tell. He's a bit cleverer than I. People can't hear you, so it's you, not me. Steve says Bruno will be on fire today. That's potentially it, Walsh. I think I heard a little click. No. Bruno will be on fire today after signing a new contract. Anthony Gordon is a big loss. Not too concerned about Botman being out after Wednesday. Are you a Newcastle fan, Steve? Just for context, by the way, I'm just curious if you're a Newcastle fan or not. I agree about Bruno, also Jared Bowen. I know technically hasn't signed the paperwork, but if there's a verbal agreement, then surely then Bowen's got that same thing about him as well. But we'll wait and see. Gad says Charlie's the real hero of Hammershot. He is. Michael said, can you be on par with the team that's 8% possession? I mean, we won, but play a game 100 times, 20%, you lose most of them. Don't know. I mean, the one thing I will say about, I don't pay much attention to possession because I think it's very like up and down. But Newcastle beat PSG with like 33%. So, Charlie, some people can hear you.
I think you should be able to hear me now. Surely.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, good. I don't think possession means anything. That shows style. I don't think that shows like how well you played or anything else.
I just, it's not everyone. It's not everyone, but some people, not everyone, but some people only mention it when we lose, and that's what frustrates me. Like we will win with 33% possession, and it's not like, oh, we did fantastically well with only 33%, but when we lose, it's like, well, this is crap. We're only 33%. I think, hang on a minute, we're only 33% when we beat Brighton. So.
If a lower league team goes up against the Premier League team and say the FA Cup, and they play defensive football, but they're absolutely brilliant at it and have 25% possession, but win 1-0, people don't go, they didn't deserve to win and they shouldn't have won. They'll say actually they played better than them and they should deserve to win. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those things where I think possession is a fun statistic, but it's one of those ones where I don't think you can say whether someone played well or badly depending on it, you know?
Right, we've got a key question for you, Charlie, in a second. Before we do, just if you're new to Hammers Chat, please do subscribe. We're almost on 34,000 subscribers. And Charlie, if you hit 34,000 subscribers during the watch along, it has to be before you end this stream. You can give away a Hammers Chat mug. I don't know which one, but we'll give one of them away. You can be in charge of how to select the winner when we hit if you hit 34,000. So if you're watching this, you haven't subscribed, do subscribe, and you'll be in with a chance of winning a Hammers Chat mug. And also drop a like on the video while you're here. Click the thumbs up. It's completely free. Takes 2 seconds and massively helps us out. But Cam's asking how it was the missus' birthday. And was it worth missing the watch along for?
Was it worth missing it? Probably. Was it worth the hassle I get from Gio for missing it? Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. There's
that much hassle.
2 separate questions. No, you haven't, to be fair. Yeah, no, it's really nice. We've sort of done lots of things all week because it's a big one this year, Gio. So I've been doing lots of things all week. Last night we had a big birthday thing, and yeah, it's been good. It's been good. I'm looking forward to not having to do anything now though, because it's over now, so I can relax. I'm very looking forward to it. I don't like socialising. So.
James says, I think Newcastle are better than West Ham, but apart from Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, there's very little between the teams in the top 10. They're all capable of beating each other on their day.
I think most teams. I think a lot of teams. I say most. Let me scratch that. A lot of teams in the Premier League are beating each other on their day at this point. I think that's one of the more interesting things about this season, and potentially just going forward because of how much money it is, and we can spend 50 million on Paqueta, we can spend this much money on these people. Is actually, I think a lot of the teams now in the Premier League, if you're on your day and the other team aren't on it, you're capable of beating them. You know, you see teams absolutely wallop their opponent and then next week get absolutely walloped themselves. Like, it's actually kind of crazy. It's not as obviously we still have a very, I heard you speaking about this at the beginning, the sort of the tiers almost, the leagues almost, the winning the title, going for Champions League and all that. Although those definitely do exist, I feel like it's way less defined than it was even 5 years ago.
I think there's some teams in 2 leagues, like Newcastle, they're sort of in the league for Champions League, but they're at the bottom of that league or at the top of the one below it, which is like European spots. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%. I 100% agree.
There's teams that are probably more than one league at the minute. I mean, Man, you are in Champions League qualifying for Europe and avoiding relegation at the minute.
Yeah. It's definitely in flux. I'm interested to see how that plays out. Like, this is long term, but like in the future, like next season, is that going to continue to be a thing? Will it be not just Man United being in relegation first, but next season, will that continue to be a thing? Will the season after that continue to be a thing? Because if it is, I think that's a beautiful thing, because as much as one of my pet peeves is everyone talks about how the Premier League is the best league in the world, and I don't necessarily agree. I think it probably is the best league. It's probably my favourite league to watch by a distance outside of West Ham. But
it depends what you mean by best, though, doesn't it?
I do think, as much as everyone talks about it having more competition, for a long time, I don't think there's been very much competition. I think you can pretty much predict a lot. So I love the idea of being able to see teams like us go up against Chelsea's or whoever and being able to absolutely take them apart if we're on our day. And I'm hyped about that if it continues.
Congratulations to Dean, who got engaged this weekend. He hopes that West Ham can make it even sweeter. Congratulations to Dean and to be Mrs. McKinney. Gary said Newcastle defence is underrated. Can't see them giving up more than one goal to us. William says West Ham pass the ball forward more than any team this season, not just lumping it. Most possession is backwards and sideways is overrated. Yeah, we've got the deepest line in the league as well. Did you see that graph, Charlie? It's the average defensive line in the top 5 leagues of European football. And we're quite some way off second bottom, which is Nottingham Forest, actually. So we're well back. But it doesn't bother me because
I did see that graph, actually.
When we're winning, I'm not that harsh. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the tactic.
If you're losing, then it's
if
probably
anything,
an issue.
The fact we're playing better football than we have for the last couple of years, and we've still got that, it's probably quite a big thing for us. It's quite a compliment in a way, to be honest, because, you know, if you watched our football the last couple of years, you'd probably be like, all right, they have what they do and they don't have much else, but they do it very, very well. Whereas not only that, I mean, look, we're passing it around at the back, like putting in the likes of, I mean, Agerd obviously has had his like iffy moments, but like Agerd's very good on the ball. Getting Alvarez in there, who's just great on the ball, you know, it helps us massively. We don't just pass the ball to Soufal or Fabianski, and they don't just boot it up the pitch at Michail Antonio anymore. We actually have a little bit more about us.
I think because Rice isn't there, and it was sort of everything has to go through Declan Rice, and that's now come out of the team.
Yeah, I think you're right.
When someone gets a ball, there's no like obligation to play it to certain players, so you can play it wherever you want now, kind of thing. If Suchek wants to go to Alvarez, you can. He wants to go to Ward-Prowse, you can. He wants to go to Soufal, Bowen, whatever. Do what you want, kind of thing. There's not every move must go through the captain anymore, and I think we're playing well. I think we move the ball quick. I like it. Like you said, we're not belting it. We're just shifting it quick, and I think there's a big difference. And we are the quickest attacking team in the Premier League at the minute, which is, you know, Nottingham Forest is second for that as well, which is definitely a correlation. We've got the deepest defensive line and we're the quickest, and Forest have got the second deepest defensive line and they're the second fastest. But the difference is Forest do hoof it quite a bit. Forest do dink it to Awoni or Chris Wood as it was last night. I mean, that game was so bad, I turned it off. I rarely turn off a Premier League game. I turned that one off, mainly because I had a sore head and I went to bed. I was in my bed before 8:30 last night, but that football was dreadful. I couldn't watch it anymore. Both of them were dreadful, Palace and Forest. But anyway, Charlie, I'm going to love you and leave you because I'm going to have some lunch. And look forward to this. I'm going to stick. I haven't taken score predictions from the live chat, by the way, so I'll leave that to you. But I'm going to stick with my 2-2 because I'm quite stubborn. But I do feel there's goals in this one, Walsh. I think we've got a couple of goals. They've got a couple of goals. Cam Wilson off the bench are guaranteed goals. So Newcastle start on a +1. Would you like to know the bet before it disappear? Did you catch it?
I did not catch the bet. Let's take the
complicated one.
Okay, well, I'm going to write it down, and I will inevitably forget, but we'll give it a shot.
It's a proper geo bet. You know my bets. It's a proper geo bet. Right.
Everyone, Geo, at one point, I don't know if Geo still is, was really into Australian football. You were really into betting on yellow cards. This is it, a few years ago. Gio was big into betting. Was it yellow cards, right?
And goals and corners. Aussie football's just mental. There's a lot of Australian people in our live chat can back me up on this. The A-League's just wild.
We're talking times where Richie Delat's playing up front for whoever he was playing for, right? Those sort of years.
And this is pre-Carl Jenkinson's era.
Yes, very much so. And I remember me and Gio once sitting in a pub in Stratford, at Wetherspoons in Stratford, eating breakfast at about 8 a.m. while Gio was staring. Well, to be fair, we were both staring at Gio's phone, watching whatever the Australian match was we were watching, waiting for the yellow cards just to come out. That's all we needed from that game. And to be fair, it did, and it was a great celebration at 8 a.m. in Wetherspoons when it did. But I know Gio Mackey's bets. They're big.
Here's the West Ham bet, right? So we need over 2 goals in the game. It doesn't matter who scores, just over 2 goals in the game. Bowen and Almiron both have a shot on target each. And 2 shots in total or more each. So they can have 2 shots, but one has to hit the target, right?
Okay, for both of them, right? That makes sense.
Just for clarification, if Bowen has a shot in his target, it counts as a shot and a shot on target.
Right, okay.
We need Zuma and Shard to have a shot each. doesn't have to hit the target, nothing, just a shot each. Both teams get a yellow card, and Edson Alvarez to get booked, and someone will win 150 quid if that bet wins. And I'll tell you what, Charlie, it's not going to be far off. I'm confident.
That feels likely. That feels likely.
So there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Hammers Chat bet. And to enter, all you have to do is interact with you in the live chat. Simple as that.
There you go. It'll be a beautiful thing. It'll be a beautiful, easy thing to do. There we go.
Charlie, I'm going to disappear. I'll see you at half time.
Sweet. See you at half time. Thank you, Gio. And thank you, everyone, for joining. I hope you're well. How are we all? I hope you're good. Hope you're well. We have, of course, a big match today. It's West Ham United versus Newcastle. I just realised I've forgotten to shut all of the doors in my flat, which means everyone can hear me. But we move. Let's go through the starting lineups if we haven't already. And while we do that, I'll ask you the first question on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being the least confident possible, 10 being the most confident possible. How confident are you of a West Ham result today? But while I do that as well, I should also move that. Tom, thank you very much for the super chat. Well, GMAP said it was a super sticker, to be fair. I didn't check, but I need to move this across, so we'll watch that very excitingly move across. I could move it with the mouse, but I'm a mess with that. So we're just gonna slowly do that. Oh, there we go. It's behind the thing now. Right, let's have a look at the starting lineups properly in depth. What we need to do that is we need to press this. Look at that. West Ham lineup as such. Areola starts in goal with Soufal, Zuma, Aged, and Emerson in defence. Alvarez, Ward-Prowse, and Souček are in midfield with Paqueta, Bowen, and Michail Antonio up front. I would argue our strongest team possible. I understand the Kudos stuff. I would love to see him play at some point as well. But for now, I'm happy to see him coming off the bench and getting game time in the sort of rotated 11 as this side goes really, really strong. I think I would have made a stronger argument for Kudos starting in this game. I think if you could imagine him running up against the Newcastle defenders, especially, look, they're gonna try and step to us a little bit. They might be a couple of times where there's a bit of isolation. I would have thought there was a stronger argument to see Kudos running up against the like of Schern and Lascelles. Really, I think you could take them on, but outside of that, I do think this is our strongest 11, arguably, and I'm happy with that. I don't really have any comments or concerns about it too much, apart from that, to be honest with you. Apart from that, Sean, good to see you. Nathan, good to see you. Let's drop into some of these score predictions. Sorry, not score predictions, confidence predictions. We will be going to score predictions soon, though. Don't get me wrong. Keep those in before we lock them in, because they're getting locked in soon. Callum hits a 4.578. 5-3-2. No Wilson, at least he is on the bench, Topher, but there we go. He's not starting, which is nice for us specifically. 7.5, 6, 6, 8, 7, 6, 5, 6, 5, 5. James from E20 Zone TV, I assume it's James. 9, we are built different. Love that, James. Subscribe to E20 if you haven't already. Subscribe. What a guy. 9, built different. 7, 5, 8, 7, 6, 5, 5, 7. Quite a bit of confidence. Maybe tempered confidence, I would describe it as. It's not like when we were facing some other teams like TSC or whatever, and there's just outright huge amounts of confidence levels. No, there's tempered expectation confidence, but certainly enough to where you're like, I think we got something in us right now, which is nice to see. SH is saying, I think this game has a draw written all over it. T-Pop Pixie says 7. Cactus says 8 inches. It's a classic. Steve, just a round of applause for Steve because he's a good lad. Subscribe to SCW if you haven't already. Made his debut a couple of weeks ago on the Patreon podcast, 2 Spanners, 1 Hammer. Check it out, and if you want to come on at some point, let me know. Steve says 5. Subscribe as well to SCW. I can't remember if I said it, but subscribe. Come on out. 5, good to see you, sir, by the way. 8, we are massive. 1101 says Michael. 5, 4, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do you see what I mean? It's quite a bit of confidence, and I'm loving that because it's not how would I word this? It's not delusional confidence. It's not out of the box confidence. It's just, it feels like to me like collectively our opinion is, I think we could do something here. Not we're gonna do something, but we could do something here, and I respect that. But let's move on to the Newcastle team news. Pope starts and goal. With Trippier, Lascelles, Shah, and Dan Burn in defence, we've got Bruno, Guimarães, Sean Longstaff, Tonali, and Almiron Anderson, and Alexander Isak. A strong team full of a lot of good players. To be fair, their bench: Dubravka, Dummett, Wilson, Ritchie, Targ, Manquillo, Hall, Livramento, and Murphy. Very defensive bench. I know Gio mentioned this at the time. A very defensive bench. I mean, you're talking about like Wilson, obviously, is a striker. Matt Ritchie can play on the wing, but has played fullback as well. Murphy, same difference, has played at fullback, but could play on the wing. Outside of that, I mean, Dummett, defender, Ritchie, Dummett, defender, Target, defender, Manquillo, defender, Hall, I believe, is defender, Livramento, defender. Kind of wild, but that's where we are. Sometimes in these situations, you just have to play the team you can play. You know, we do it quite often. You just play the 11 that's available because you don't really have much else going on, which, you know, is what it is. I should say as well, we didn't do the poll. Should we see what the poll's saying? Actually, I'll tell you what. Let's leave the poll running a little bit more. We'll come back to it in a bit because we haven't spoken about it yet. It's probably how I'd expect it to be, although maybe not. But we'll come back to that. Outside of that, JWP time. Good to see you, Dave Acid D Punch Drunk Gaming. Sorry, I didn't do Thursday, so I'm trying to still work through the muscle memory coming back. 7 Hugh saying love to see Antonio and Kudus up front today at some point. I'd love to see I just want to see Kudus in general. I think I'd be very excited. So we do not play a cam now as it's 2 CMs and a DM. Yeah, we're playing a 4-1-4-1 really. But in attack, you see James Ward-Prowse and Thomas Souček especially really pushing the line. I mean, we played this lineup against whoever it was last, and Thomas Souček was just in their box. Thomas Souček was further forward than Antonio was sometimes. So yes, I think we play a 4-1-4-1, but it's more like it's like both Ward-Prowse and Souček have sort of license to go because you have the safety net of Alvarez sitting behind him, who's not really going to roam forward too much. That means you have that sort of space to just sort of get on with it a little bit, you know. 10, not gonna lie. 7, is this match not televised? It's not, Kieran, because it's one of those situations where they just say no, you're not allowed to watch it in the UK, which is an absolute nightmare. However, there are definitely ways you can keep up with the game. If you're looking for a way to, then I would recommend you checking the link in the description below. There's a bit there called Join Our Discord. Lovely Hams Chat, West Ham community, fans of all clubs, welcome. However, more importantly, on the left-hand side, there's a bit down there called Stream Links, in which you'll find what you're looking for. Let's get on to Sub Bingo, shall we? Let's move on to Sub Bingo. The Sub Bingo is, of course, the moment where we predict when David Moyes will make his first substitute. You don't have to tell me who the player will be. However, I will have the bench rolling across the bottom of your screen here. There we go. I did it the wrong way around. Just in case you want to add that little bit of sauce. However, the bit that counts is the time. I'm going to go 69 as per usual. I'm going to go 69. I think Antonio coming off for Danny Ings is what I'm going to go for. I don't like that as a sub, I'll be honest with you. But this is predicting what David Moyes will do as opposed to what I would do. That's Sub Bingo, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to say 69. I'm going to see Antonio for Ings. And it's going to be like, it's going to happen and I'm going to go, well, game was fun. Until then, that's I can almost guarantee those will be my exact words as well. I want to see Antonio do. There we go. I want to see Antonio do the chicken dance. I was like, this chicken dance chat, big Kevin Nolan signature move. I tell you what, not a man I would reminisce about celebrating. His celebrations, but he was there with it all times. I'm just gonna sneak. Hello. Right. Flipping cold, man. You haven't seen it because obviously I didn't do Thursday, but I've been having an absolute nightmare this week. Thankfully, we're on the back end of it, but occasionally it sure does just explode that little bit. Not useful, but there we go. David G saying the Hammers are my second team, being a Newcastle fan, so I hope it's a great game. Good to see us both doing the biz in Europe. All the best, lads. Appreciate that, Davey, my friend. You're more than welcome to stick around if you wish to. Fans of all clubs are welcome here. Even if they don't think West Ham are any good, but good to see you smashing it up in Europe as well. You love to see it, really. Any of the teams that aren't good, that aren't the big good teams, the fancy teams. Do you know what I mean? You always want them to win in Europe. Always want them to win in Europe. Now that I've seen the Newcastle lineup, I think West Ham should win. Missing a few important players there, James. This is what I'm saying. A little bit of confidence in there. 26 minutes stress. 65, 69, of course. Thank you. Of course. Amy saying 59 minutes, 65, 45, 78. Kudos for Antonio, 66, 69, 70. Nice, by the way. 70 minutes, Cornet to leave the stadium. Listen, Cornet's going to come on with about a minute to go. He's going to get offside. We know it. We love it. We embrace it. 74 minutes, 32 minutes, 69, 60 minutes. Sorry, I just got too entranced by the 69. Apologies, Topher. 60, 65, Antonio for Kudos. 60. Yeah, this is... I don't understand why we don't just have a service where we can pay and watch all the matches in the UK. It doesn't add up to me. It does not make sense to me why that's a thing. And yet somehow it is. Really don't get it, though. Really do not get it at all. Confident, don't know if that's a good thing. Well, it's always a good thing, Fred. It's always a good thing, you know. You got. I mean, it might not be a good thing if we get battered, and then on the way out you feel like, oh, it feels even worse because you were confident. But it's always good. You want to go into a match feeling like you've got a chance, you know. No one enjoys it when we don't think we have chances, you know. No one enjoys it. Well, season as a large. 71 minutes, Antonio for Kudos. When Antonio comes off at some stage, I hope Kudos comes in for him and goes up top, or pack up top, false 9, Kudos behind in the 10. Not a bad shout. 66-0 to West Ham, says M. We will be coming on to score predictions, but I tell you what, it's a bold one. 55, Kudos for injured Antonio. Stress. 69, nice. Souček for Kudos. Warm day, halftime sub. Good environmental intel, Stevie B. I like it. I like the idea you're bringing. I like the idea. See, Dave's bringing it. I'd like to see a halftime sub for a change. Potentially. Who knows? Just a cold. Just a very annoying cold. Just a very annoying cold. And thank you, brother. How many baby bells on standby? So, there is one baby bell available. Yeah, potentially Cyber. I know a couple other people have had it as well, so potentially. So there is one baby bell on standby today. There is only one. No subs, as guys. Wild. However, I will say, if we needed it in the first half specifically, there is half a Domino's in the fridge that I didn't finish yesterday. There is half a Domino's pizza in the fridge that I could, in theory, bust out. Always. It's just always a problem. However, I'm not going to lie. If it gets to the second half, I probably will eat at half time because I haven't eaten anything and I'm very hungry. So second half, it might not be available to be called upon bell-wise. For first half, it would be, but we do have a bell just in case, but only the one, because I have not gone shopping for bells recently. I don't know. It's a great question, Caesar. I don't know. Good to see my trustworthy friend. I'm not sure where it is. I'll be honest with you. He got put away for birthday reasons. We tidied the whole house. We did like loads of stuff, so he got to get put away at that point, just to get space so we can move stuff around. And I don't know where I've put his shirt. It's somewhere. I don't know where. Could be anywhere. Who knows? Half-time injury, not Moyes actually doing something. Stress. Watching in the stadium today. Good. Enjoy it, Duffers. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it's a good atmosphere. Slightly jealous. I've been reminiscing about going to the ground recently. It's been just sort of playing in the back of my mind a lot. Thank you very much, Stu. Absolute legend of the game, Stu. If you don't already subscribe to the Disabled Team, you should. Dude kills it constantly. One of my favorite shows, of course, the social videos he does with two different West Ham fans alongside himself, a Leeds fan, and Lee as well, another guy who kills the game 24/7. Another Leeds fan. Love that show. Haven't seen it. If there was an episode this week, haven't seen it. Been too busy. I need to go back and catch up with it. However, subscribe if you haven't already. Hope you're well, Stu, bro. At halftime, Antonio for Ashton. Wouldn't we love to see Ashton back? Wouldn't we absolutely love to see Ashton back? Do you know what I mean? It would be a beautiful thing. That one's a margarita. The other one, which wasn't, got finished. I'll be honest, it got finished, but yeah. I just love that guy. Just love Ashton. I don't mind a vegetarian pizza too. The vegetarian pizza. I've never had the Domino's ones, but in general, they're usually pretty nice. So I don't mind. I don't mind. To be fair, I don't mind it. There should be. It's a slightly earlier kickoff, and I'm not going to lie to people who run the Discord are a little bit like me, aka American, or we don't wake up that early. So give it time, but there should be one soon, Welsh Hammer. There should be one soon, if not just after kickoff. It does have 100% success rate, even. It very much does, to be fair. I'll have to check my roasties. Oh, flipping heck, Dean, what are you doing to us? Really good to see you, sir. Has Moyes ever used all 5 subs? It's a great question. I feel like he must have, but it is rare. It is rare that he does a lot of subs. It's a great question. He must have been, though. He must have been. Subs will be like clockwork, says Jonathan. 70 minutes, it will be Kudos, it will be Ben Rama, and we do that annoying 30-minute switcheroo every 10 mins with the front line. Potentially. Sometimes you never look. David might throw a little spanner. I doubt it. He'll throw a spanner, but it could be. It could do. Who knows? Back with a watch along. That's what we're talking about. Stu. We're back here doing our thing. What was that? I don't know what that was. We're about to do some more hand gestures, ladies and gentlemen, because it's a little bit earlier than usual. However, I think maybe. No, but you know what? We're going to wait a couple more minutes to lock in those score predictions, and I will remind you once more, there are definitely ways you can keep up with the game. If not, you should check out the link in the description below. There's a bit there called Discord. Join our Discord. Lovely Hams Chat West Ham community. Completely free to join, but more importantly, on the left-hand side, there's a bit called Stream Links, in which you'll find what you're looking for. At this point, I'd also remind you to subscribe, because we're the most consistent West Ham fan channel when it comes to watch-alongs, even if it hasn't been this season. We are every other season. We've been doing this for 4 seasons now. We're far and away the most consistent. And while you're here, if you are enjoying it, make sure to like it, because it helps us out a huge amount. It means that when people type in West Ham Newcastle, we're more likely to appear at front. We're more likely to play it not at the front, but just higher up. It helps us out massively if you like the video. It really does. So thank you very much, everyone, for getting involved. 300 likes is usually the target, and I'll be honest with you, we are flying at the moment. We're at 216. So actually, how many people are in here? There's over 600 of us in there right here now. If we all just went wild, we'd hit that 300 quite easily. But it feels like a day where we could hit it. We could hit it during the match, which is good to see. Let's have a look at the poll actually while we're here. Because we asked you at the beginning of the stream, how do you feel about the starting 11 when they were released? Well, Gio was talking at the beginning of the stream. There are 4 options: very happy, it's fine, it's poor, very unhappy. Decided to take out fuming and just sort of change it around a little bit, just to make it a little bit more equal. However, it's not mattered too much with the results, because only 2% were very unhappy, 5% said it's poor, 30% said very happy, and 61% said it's fine. So a very strong showing in terms of the top 2 categories, in terms of the happy categories. It's poor and very happy doing unwell, but I think that makes sense. We've shown with this lineup we're really capable of good things, and we've got even though we would like to see Kudus start, I don't think there's anyone in the West Ham world who wouldn't want to see Kudus play and wouldn't want to see Kudus start and play more minutes. I think there is a strong argument that this is our strongest team, so it makes sense. But I love to see the confidence that everyone has. I love to see that. It's nice when we all come into a game going, yeah, I think we've done the right thing here. See, even P. Gans saying, yeah, I can see West Ham smashing it today and not getting any coverage due to Arsenal versus City. Yeah, a little bit. But if you can see it, so there we go. Lots of pizza chat going on, which I respect. Lots of pizza chat. Stuffed crusts chat going on. I always find stuffed crusts just a bit disappointing. Don't know why. I just always do. Hot and spicy. I like my pizza like I like my women. Meat feast. No, wait. Getting concerned, John. I could do a job. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have the legs for it in a Moyes system. I'm more Danny Ings style fox in the box. I'm like a classic number 10 IRL when I play. You know what I mean? Pulling the strings, barely moving. Juan Mata. That kind of guy. I'm not going to pick up the ball and dribble through a bunch of people. I could do, but I'm not going to. I'm more likely to collect it, know my options, find some nice passes, That's the vibe. That's the vibes. Thank you, Scorpio. That's very kind of you to say. And as Michael says, let's go. Let's go. Bacon chat gone quiet. Listen, for now, but bacon could always come flying back. Bacon could always come flying back. Bacon on pizza is great, for example. You know, Acid D, Dave saying, is it good? It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing, in my opinion. Right, 5 minutes to kick off. Now's the time. What's your opinion on actually, I'll ask this as we ask this. Let's get those score predictions in, ladies and gentlemen. We've spoken about the both lineups. We've spoken about their strengths, their weaknesses. We've spoken about the subs bench and how long it thinks to make subs. We've spoken about the game from every single angle. We've even spoken about it in terms of pizza-based shenanigans. So now's the time to lock in those score predictions. No more flipping, no more flopping, no more sitting on the fence. It's time to grab those predictions and lock them in. You lock them in. You know? And with Aged specifically, I'm happy with it. I think I've not been as unhappy with everyone else in terms of Aged. Can you say hello to Tom? I knew for everyone there. Mr. Judas, Mr. Judas Senior, I guess I'd call him at this point. Tom, good to see you, sir. Hope you're well. Good luck with the fish today. I hope that the haul is bountiful and plentiful, sir. I hope that the haul is bountiful and plentiful. Never been fishing. I should go fishing at some point, you know? It seems like a calm thing to do. I could use that. But with Kuda specific, with Aged specifically, I feel like realistically, I am, I'm not as unhappy with him as most people are. He has had some high profile mistakes. I don't think all of them have been 100% him, but obviously he has been a common denominator in all of them, even the ones that aren't 100% his fault. So it starts to add up. I will say that realistically, I mean, on the bench today, we've got Kera or Ogbonna. I think he's significantly better than both of those players in defense. And I think the one thing that he does bring that none of our other centre-backs playing in his position would is that passing ability. And that left-hand side right now is so nice. With him, Emerson and Paqueta, specifically Ward-Prowse as well, linking up on that side. Antonio shifting across there. We have so many nice options and we're able to play such nice football down that side that getting rid of that and putting someone else in who maybe we would hope isn't in the form where he has a high profile mistake in him every game, but significantly impacting that side of our game would be disappointing and I think would be too disruptive. So I'm not against Aged starting, but also I am aware that I don't have as negative or as, not I would say negative, that's an fair way of saying it. I don't have as I'm not as bothered about those high profile mistakes. Do you know what I mean? So I'm aware that that's probably playing a lot into that decision as well, to be fair. Let's have a look at some of these score predictions, shall we? The likes went flying, by the way. We're at 265. We're at 265. We're getting flipping close, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting flipping close. Pineapple on pizza? I say yes. Shay. Live your life. Live your best lives, you know? Live your best lives. However, having said that, I realise I'm going to lose maybe half of the subscribers on this channel. That's what I'm saying. Big man, tough. I tell you what, I've got the body free, you know what I mean? I used to play rugby, so I can hold people off. I've got that side of the game down. I just don't have much movement. West Ham 2-1. Newcastle. Zoom scores a monster from a corner. We'd love to see it. 2-1, 4-2, 3-3, 2-1, 3-2, 2-2, 66-0, 2-1, 1-1. Zoom's Bonce hits him with the bang. 2 onions. You love to see it. 4-2, 2-2, 1-1, 2-2, 1-1 or 2-1, 3-1, says Bill with a lot of confidence. 2-1, 3-1 to Newcastle, 3-1 to Newcastle. Papa John's 487 Pizza Hut 0. I don't mind Pizza Hut, do you know what I mean? I don't mind Pizza Hut, but I just like pizza in general, so I don't think you can really go wrong with it, to be fair. So if you're comparing them, then that's fair. I'm wondering if Newcastle will rush onto us earlier. It's going to be interesting to see how it ends up playing out, Eric. It's going to be interesting to see how it ends up playing out for them specifically, because there's going to be a lot of pressure on them to sort of do their thing today, I think. 4-2, 3-3, 3-1 to Newcastle, 1-0 Newcastle, 3-0, 1-1. A cheeky 2-2 Desmond. 2-3 sloppy Euro hangovers for both. 3-0. I'm so annoyed. Just what was there. 2-2, 2-1, 3-1, 2-2, or we lose. Would obviously love a win. 1-0, 1-0, 4-4. Like I said, 4-3 from Tom. Like I say, a lot of confidence Not confidence in that chat. Not necessarily losing out on it at all, which I respect. But ladies and gentlemen, the game will be underway in just a few moments' time. I of course have a timer on the side of your screen, which says exactly how far behind you I will be, because I will be slightly far behind you, given the fact that the way these things go, you've got to translate it, you know, time on the internet, all these things. There will be a slight time delay. However, this will say exactly how far behind I am, so you are arrived. Dave, Ashley, Punchtron Gamer, thank you very much for the £2 super chat, my friends. Much appreciated. It helps us all out, not just me, Gonzo and Gio as well. It helps us out massively. My signed book arrived yesterday. Ooh, nice. I have mine on the shelf behind me. You can see Tony Gale just there, next to Walking Dead, and I think the Tifo book is next to it. But there you go, my signed copy of the Tony Gale one. You'll have to see it. But thank you very much. I'll be putting your name in the top corner in just a moment. However, like I say, the game will be underway in a few moments' time. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button while you're down there. It helps us out massively. And of course, hit the bell notification button, seeing as we have videos going up all of the time. So you don't want to be missing out on those. Don't want to be missing out on that sweet content, because there is a heck of a lot of it all of the time. So if you haven't already, bell notification button so you don't miss out on any of that future goodness. West Ham versus Newcastle will be getting underway in just a few moments' time. Stress. There are some Find Your Own Link things in the Discord which do work, I will say, but I will say, as always with those sort of things, make sure VPNs, ad blockers, all that good stuff to keep in there. Deckers, sir, good to see you. I hope you're doing well, bro. Hope you're doing well. James Ward-Prowse over it, as West Ham will be taking kickoff. It's West Ham United versus Newcastle United in the Premier League at the London Stadium, and it is about to get underway. Everyone takes the knee, and the referee blows the whistle. Come on, you Irons, deploy the boys. It's time to run two things. That's gone poorly for me. That's better. It's currently glitched now, so I can't actually see. I can't actually see it anyway. So there we go. But we'll keep it going regardless. Deploy the boys indeed, Stu. You love to see it. Good to see you being place. Hope for your sake that the match goes well. And I hope for your sake the season goes well as well. So, but obviously today we're winning today. Come on now, we're winning today. We're smashing it today. Come on now. There's no different about it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There we go. Let's get the actual timer working, because I have to do it like this now for some reason, which is a new addition to the stresses of life. There we go. We'll keep it on this one for now. And then if it doesn't go well, it doesn't go well. I don't know why the timers begin to get stuck. I don't know why that happens, but still, Newcastle tried to play the ball forward. Zuma cuts it out. Let me just move this slightly. Sorry if there's a little squeaky noise. So move the microphone. Let's get this timer as accurate as we can. There we go. Now, this is cutting in and out a lot, so we're going to go back and forth. We're going to go back and forth at the beginning. You hate to see it, Dean. You absolutely hate it. Dean's usually got the most amount of consistency possible with these things as well. Newcastle passing it around. It is the formation is exactly what you'd think it would be. Thomas Souček's the one who's sort of stepping out of that front line as kind of the 10. If you want to think about it like a 4-2-3-1, Thomas Souček is the one stepping forward in the press. That's nice. That's nice work. Jared Bowen picks up the ball, tries to play it inwards to Bowen, to Souček, back to Jared Bowen. Can't quite get there. It's crowded out. A lot of Newcastle defenders there backing him up, and a big hoof across the pitch as Newcastle try to play it away and gracefully do. Let's say gracefully do. It's a classic, Michael. I would say that in general you would call it a 4-1-4-1, because you have James Ward-Prowse and Souček playing as sort of neither one of them are sort of 10s, as it were. However, Thomas Souček is the one who seems to be given license to go forward during the press. James Ward-Prowse sort of drops in a little bit closer to Alvarez, where you have Paqueta on the left, Bowen on the right. It's sort of a 4-2-3-1 in that sense, but more of a 4-1-4-1. Matt, good to see you, sir. I hope you're well. By the way, I saw your DM. I saw it literally yesterday. I meant to reply to it to say, I'm sorry I saw this so late. I assume it's from when I saw slices. Thank you very much. Very kind of you to say so. Very kind of you to say. Hope you're well, bro. But yeah, I saw it late. Is there a Mr. Beast burger available for you? Wild. I did not know that would be available for you. I don't have that option. I would say, personally, I'd go for... Do you know, I'm low-key feeling a KFC at the moment. So I would say, personally, a KFC. Newcastle passing the ball around. I was listening to the West Ham Breakdown podcast, of course, run by the wonderful and lovely Jack Elderton and Carol Goodall of Analytics United. I was listening to that this week, and Jack was talking about the idea of finding situations in which basically Jarrod Bowen can run at Dan Burn, which feels like a vibe. And hopefully that's the thing we get to see a lot of today. Definitely, when you think about the two sort of how the players are, all big ball across for Newcastle. The header, thankfully, was too far ahead of, I'm not sure who it was, Longstaff. Or was it Anderson? Might be Anderson, to be fair. Couldn't quite see. Yeah, it was Anderson. Don't even know if Longstaff started, but couldn't quite get there. We come away with a goal kick. Poorly played away there by Emerson. Poorly played away. Paqueta finding himself a little bit too far forward. Tries to win. The ball gets tried to be chipped into him there. Just doesn't quite work out for us. It's not the usual thing we do. Amazing burger. It's an amazing burger. I would try it if I had access to one. I would try it, but there's none. I've never seen one on any of the apps. So. Definitely not true, and thank Christ. I do not like the idea of being famous. I'll be honest with you. It's very stress. You know. Not to show off, as Newcastle have a throw in. I was at the Royal Albert Hall last night because I'm such a fancy guy. Just such a fancy guy, despite the fact it was for movie soundtrack stuff, as opposed to, you know, just whatever. But I was sitting in a position where I was practically on the stage, and so I could look at the rest of the Royal Albert Hall as if just looking towards where I was slightly to the side of where I was, because obviously I wasn't on the stage itself. And I was just looking at it, I was just like, I don't need this stress. Like, there's a lot of people just looking at you. Do you know what I mean? And you got pressure to perform. Nah, not me. Are they not? I mean, I could see how they would think it would be a tough game. Newcastle passing the ball around at the moment, trying to find their way in. I could see how they would find it's a tough game. You're watching it here. Newcastle are trying to beat the low block defense. You could see, you know, we're certainly not going to give them too much space and time to try and be in that area. And so far, we're doing quite well at that. Newcastle are doing lots of... The one thing they are doing well... Not the one thing, they're doing quite a few. But you know what I mean? The one thing that they're doing well that other teams don't tend to do against us frequently enough, and something we don't do frequently enough, something that very frustrates me, is... They think Anang's on the bench instead of Fabianski. Interesting. Because I think Fabianski was on the bench during the build-up, wasn't he? So I'm not sure what's happened there. Anyway, they switched the ball very quickly. Newcastle aren't against doing a big, long, quick switch across to the other side, which is one of the things that I think teams miss out on a lot for us, is that switch just puts us in a really awkward position that we don't like. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that as Jarrod Bowen's collecting the ball. A bit under pressure. They're harrying us a lot here so far. Making it difficult, making it stress, putting a lot of pressure on us. And I tell you what, we're not dealing with it super well yet. But hopefully just play our way into the game. Big ball forward from Newcastle there. But they are doing some long searching balls and it's not working for them yet. So that's fine. But we certainly are being a bit booty with our passing at the moment. Not super keen on it, although that's a brilliant ball from Paqueta through to... Oh, Emerson managed to take it around the goalkeeper. Listen, Souček! Oh, what a guy! Yes! Oh, how's he managed that? Thomas Souček scores yet again, ladies and gentlemen. Holy hell. Holy hell. Hopefully, I couldn't see a situation in which that's offside, but the ball gets big boot forwards. Like I say, it's not quite been working, but Antonio gets the control down, lays it into the path of Paqueta. Well, I say, but after he sort of runs into a bit of a dead end and then finds him, and then Paqueta, one touch to steady himself, second one, beautiful ball over top for Emerson, whose touch, I'll be honest, maybe a little bit fortunate. I don't think Nick Pope puts himself in a ridiculous no man's land, comes steaming out, and Emerson's slightly overhit takes him completely round. Pope and Souček in the box, steaming forward, goal getter, Thomas Sue, potato salad, 1-0 West Ham. You love to see it. Thomas Souček, 1-0, and that is beautiful for us. We are so much better when we take... Not 10, Charlie, chill out. We are so much better when we take the lead. We are so much better when we take the lead. And so us taking it this early, while arguably Newcastle have been searching for a way of getting in there. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh. Yes. Yes. West Ham United 1, Newcastle United 0. Dave, I just put your thing in the top. I completely forgot to do it before now. Apologies, sir. Apologies. There we go. Now we play. Now we play. There you go. Dave, thank you, sir. Massively appreciate it. Yeah, I am. I am too. I am too. I'm getting converted on Souček is back. I'm really happy. I'm really happy that he's doing well. I've always really liked Thomas Souček, and I think what he's done for the team over his time at the club has been, I think, underrated because of massive deficiency. Like, he's not very good at passing, and he is a massive deficiency, and it becomes very stressful when we were playing a system and we were playing times where we were just booting it long and it felt like we couldn't really do much because Thomas Souček was in the team. I 100% get the criticism he's received, but personally I've always loved him, and I've always been a little bit how do I word it? I felt sorry for him in that sense, I think. And so to see him coming back out at his best now, able to do the things he was doing at his best when he was at his peak, getting into the box, really becoming a nuisance, which were the things we all loved him for the first time. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, and it's paying dividends to us as well. Paying huge dividends. That was my opinion. Not necessarily negative, but we were certainly sacrificing him specifically to give Rice the most. And it made sense at the time, but I think now you see what you can do with him doing his thing. Mark, I'm sorry, bro. Good luck staying up. Good luck staying up. Because that seems somewhat stressful. That seems somewhat stressful. Oh, good tackle there, Lucas Paqueta. Emerson is all you got to give respect to Emerson. Don't get me wrong. I think I don't necessarily think he meant maybe the touch he meant. Although to be fair, he sees Pope coming towards him and maybe he panics to just try to take it a little bit further away from Pope. He is technically a gifted player, but that's again something a little bit different Emerson brings than Cresswell. Cresswell, a player up until this season I've absolutely loved and adored and defended, even when people were the common consensus was certainly against him. But for me personally, I've always been a big lover and admirer of Aaron Cresswell. However, you look at what Emerson brings to this team, especially when you have someone like Lucas Paqueta playing on the left, playing a little bit deeper. Just him getting forward, getting really far forward, really keen to get past that touchline. And then you have Paqueta who can collect the ball, stay a little bit deeper, link up play, but also find those through balls. It's so useful. It's so useful. We've seen, again, the dividends of that today. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful cutback first touch. It's a lovely thing, Artel. It's an absolutely lovely thing. Good interception there. Almost through to Michail Antonio. Couldn't quite find it. Lovely little nip away from Alvarez there as Newcastle tried to hit the counter-attack. Trippier doesn't find himself in a position where he thinks he can outpace Paqueta, so instead he plays it backwards. Newcastle work their way quickly across to the left-hand side. Dink over the top. Trippier trying to get the header back easily into the hands of Alphonse. Trippier looks in a bit of discomfort, but we play. Paqueta, I tell you what, good man Paqueta. Stops the play from going any further forward there as we had the ball. Trippier was down. Sort of slows it down. He doesn't kick it out for a throw or anything. Just keeps possession of the ball. Allows the Newcastle players to reset a little bit. Allows Kieran Trippier to get up. And now we play. And he plays a nice ball across to Vladimir Sofau. Not quite in a position to take down Burn-on. One of the things I like about Paqueta in this deeper role at left wing as well is that he's sort of given a little bit of license to roam. So he's linking up with people on the right-hand side there. Then and he has that ability to switch play if we need it. So we switch play across the left. There was an opportunity there. We've lost out a little bit on it, but it's nice seeing it. It's just really nice seeing it. I'm not sure, but that's the team goal aspect of it. Like you say, Bloodless, is definitely a big deal. And we've been getting more and more team goals this season as well, which I'm super here for. Will, good to see you. Thomas Souček got the goal, Will. Emerson with the assists. Paqueta, little flick. Ball gets big ball forward. Antonio controls it down. Lazy shot to Paqueta. He plays a lovely chipped through ball into the path of Emerson, who takes it round Nick Pope and then pulls it back for Thomas Souček. First time pass just into the net. Beautiful stuff. Yeah. Yeah, beginning to look at it. Love it. Anderson tries to play what can only be described as a Paqueta-esque ball over the top. No. You ain't that guy, pal. You ain't that guy. Cut to him being that guy in about 5 seconds' time. But, you understand what I'm saying. I need to look at the live sub count as well. We're going to be giving away a Hammers Chat mug today, because we will be, hopefully, hitting the 34,000 subscriber mark during this stream. That's the hope and dream anyway. If we do manage to do that, we will be giving away a Hammers Chat mug. Emerson gets taken down. Going to be a free kick. So Emerson got a yellow card for, I guess, having a go at the ref. Paqueta, beautiful through to Emerson, by the way. And Emerson gets clipped by Bruno Guimarães. It's a yellow card for Bruno. Emerson complaining to the referee, saying he should get a yellow. Takes a yellow. I think it's a bit whatever, but it is what it is. Guitar, by the way, that little flick around the back is beautiful. It's beautiful. Henry, I'll be honest, you're apologising for the language. I missed it. I'll be honest with you, bro. I missed it. So as long as it wasn't too bad, you're forgiven. Because I didn't see it in the first place. Hammers Chat mugs, such as this beautiful West Ham United. Although I don't know if we're selling this one currently, to be fair. But it is one I designed, so I love it. But double yellows there for Emerson and Bruno. Emerson picks up the yellow for doing this at the ref, saying you need to give Bruno a yellow. It's a bit light, but it is what it is. It's the rules, isn't it? Fortnite gods, Thomas Souček scored. Good to see you. Good to be blessed with your heavenly presence, my friend. Oh, Bruno's in trouble here. Bruno's in trouble. He's just taken down James Ward-Prowse in the middle of the park. Kurt Zuma, as the captain, is talking about it. He's talking to the referee. I think Bruno's getting a final warning here. Although he's looking very sheepish. Maybe perhaps a little bit lucky to get away with that one, Bruno. In fact, looking at the replay, incredibly lucky to be getting away with that. That's about as clear a yellow card as possible. We're on the counter. We're about to break away from the situation. James Ward-Prowse takes a touch and gets away with it, and Bruno completely lunges in. I mean, Bruno is lucky that would have been if he wasn't already on a yellow. That was a guaranteed yellow card. He's very lucky that the referee has seen some sense to go, look, I'm going to give you a chance here, but my lord, that should be a red. If we're being honest, that should be a second yellow card. That genuinely should be. Ooh, did we hit 300? We did 302. Thank you very much, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Very, very kind of you. We're now playing with free money. Again, make sure to subscribe, because if we do hit that 34k mark, we will be giving away some Hammers chat mug today. We will be getting, so make sure if you haven't already to subscribe. But thank you for the 300. I didn't think we were going to get there that quickly, I'll be honest. That's a second. I'm shocked that wasn't a second yet. I'm not shocked. And in some ways, I prefer the ref going, look, I'm going to give you the opportunity. You've done this. Now this is your final warning. But at the same time, I'm like, that should be a second yellow. That was worse than the first. Still, play forward. Ball gets crossed in from Newcastle. Far side, looking for the header. Can't quite find it. Soufal's going to be... Soufal up against Anderson there. Throw into West Ham, thankfully. As the North Idaho TV network is skipping some, so let's see if we can do something else about this. I keep hearing about Soufal loving a physical exchange here. And then maybe that's not quite within the regulations, which is over a minute ago at this point. Please, I beg. It's going to be one of those days, stream-wise. It's going to be one of those days we skipped back, well, a significant chunk of time. I'm just going to let it play and see what happens. Might be a minute further back than we were. Stress. Yeah, I'm shocked. I'm not shocked, but it was a red. He should be off. He should be off. He should be off. Bruno should be sent off at that point, but what can we do? It's happened now. Time to move. We're 1-0 up with them having 11 men. It's fine. You know, it's fine. We carry on doing our thing. We're looking good in this game so far. Jared Bowen does well, rises up to flick that one onto Antonio, who's... I don't know what he was trying to do there, but it deflects off and it works a way out to Lucas Paqueta on the left. Drills it across. Tell you what, Souček was there, as was Antonio. Maybe a little dink towards Souček's head would have been a better choice there, but he tried to drill it. We thankfully win the ball back in the centre of the park. Paqueta, I'll tell you what, another person who actually genuinely loves a physical battle. Soufal keep that one in? Just about. Just about. Lovely stuff. And then just plays the ball in over the top of everyone. That cross would have had to have been spectacular from that kind of position, to be fair. Isak does really well there. Back to Tonali, 1-2. He's sort of a little bit by himself here. There's no real support for Isak. He's forced back. Good defending. We get back in a nice shape and just create that wall in front of him. He can't get any further forward and just stop him from moving. Tonali maybe should have gone on a continuous run. I know it's not really his game, but should have. Laid short to Kieran. Trippier tries to fire it across the box. It wasn't a bad cross, but it was directly towards Areola, who was off his line there, just straight into his hands. A bit too close to him there. The style of cross wasn't bad. Dangerous, but thankfully Areola was onto it. This is good intel, Mulch. This is very good intel, Mulch. Thank you very much. If you understand what Mulch is saying, he's giving you good intel. He's giving you good intel. Newcastle on the ball. Offside, we'll take that. We'll take that. Longstaff offside. Thank you, sir. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Appreciate it. Dr. Fred Kitchens, you dirty dog. Who doesn't love a bacon sandwich, you know? Free kick again for us. This time on Paqueta. Little bash in the back from Lascelles. Paqueta, he's complaining a lot here. I think my gut says he'll be okay because he does have a flair for the amateur dramatics, let's say. Yeah, Lascelles, as he rises up, his arms just high and don't necessarily think that's too bad, to be honest. Free kick, nothing more, you move on. Good to see you, Jimmy. Hope you're well. Yeah, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. I think Newcastle are having a lot of possession and trying to find a way in. Whipped in from the free kick. Ooh, was looking for a get and it almost comes out. We're going to get a corner. We've been doing all right. Don't get me wrong. I think Newcastle are the team sort of... They're obviously having most of the possession. They're trying to find that space, but they're not really capable of doing it so far. We scored a beautiful counter-attacking goal somewhat against the run of play, it felt like. And we've not been great going forward. Defensively, we've been good. I think going forward, there's still maybe a level or two we can step up from. Although we're starting to see a little bit of that now. But we're getting there. We're getting there. But good to see you. HDU, I'm seeing someone say hello to you. I haven't seen you, but good to see you, HDU. In chat. Here comes that corner, whipped in into a dangerous position. Or Pope punches it away. I tell you what, Pope doesn't feel Michail Antonio. I don't know. The referee's somewhat given a free kick there. Don't really know how or what's happened. Maybe Alvarez and Almiron. I don't know. Pope's not looking super calm today. I feel like we should just start having a go more at Pope. I mean, that includes us shooting, so obviously always a good thing. Thomas Suchek, that's a free kick to Newcastle. Obviously, as you like. Yeah, he's a bit flappy today, Pope. Did really poorly for our goal. He stepped completely out of position where he didn't need to. Tried to intercept essentially Paqueta's ball over the top to Emerson. He ends up getting taken the ball around him in a way he really did not need to be. Really did not need to be. And there again, the corner was just whipped in directly at him, and he ends up punching it. I mean, he does well to adjust and get the ball away, but he doesn't look calm. Doesn't look calm. Can I describe the goal we scored? Wonderful. Amazing. A thing of beauty. Long ball over the top. Newcastle are on top of us, pushing, pressing. That's something they've been doing really well today, is their press. Big poof up the pitch, which has not been super exciting for us today. However, this one does land at the feet of Michail Antonio. He controls it slightly across to the left-hand side. Has control of the ball, looks for a way to dribble, can't find it, so instead he lays it short to Paqueta, who's right on the left-hand touchline, practically on the halfway line, right up on the side. Takes one touch to steady himself under pressure. Second ball, beautiful curved loft over the top into the path of Emerson, who's hitting on the underlap at this point. Comes flying through. He's in the box, Emerson, before he takes his first touch. As it's coming down to him, Nick Pope comes steaming across from the goal, trying to stop him. completely in no man's land. Awful positioning from Nick Pope. And Emerson, although his touch felt heavy, he takes it completely round Pope, and then right as he gets to the byline, pulls it back for Thomas Souček, who has been steaming in from the midfield positions, comes flying in, and just first touch, open up, passes it into the net. A beautiful team counter-attack goal. Really nicely done from us. Really, really nicely done. Anderson playing it out wide to Isak. Newcastle again just forced into these wide positions. Anderson, who's just on the edge of the box, trying to find a way in. Tonali. We're doing well defensively here. We're doing well. We've got the full-on West Ham defensive mode activated. Love that from Paqueta. The cross comes in from Tonali. There's no one even close to it. Paqueta's steaming onto it, flying towards the ball. Looks like he's going to take an unnecessary touch or a header or something. Clearly gets the shout from someone, be it Areola or someone, just to leave it and just ends up sprinting directly underneath it. Going to be a goal kick. Newcastle are struggling so far today. Just find that space and time in the box. We're seeing a really good defensive... Oh, sorry for punching the mic. We're seeing a really good defensive display from us so far. Newcastle don't really have a solution to what we've been bringing in that sense at all yet. It's been really nice to see. Obviously, they have been on that a lot. They have been given that chance to find that a lot. But we've been doing really well to just go, no, you're not getting into the box. And they've not looked dangerous at all. They haven't looked dangerous at all, I'll be honest with you. We look more dangerous despite having barely any chances. It's a rare stray pass from Paqueta there. And here come Newcastle. This is where we need to be careful. Counter-attacking, when we get countered against, it's not good. We've got the numbers forward. Almiron goes for it from range. A bold chance from Almiron. Almost managed to bend it into that far corner. It would have been a spectacular goal had it worked out. Again, counter-attack just not quite they've not quite had too many chances to do it, Newcastle. And if we allow them that, we're not usually incredible at defending them. We're usually a bit at 6s and 7s. So if you allow us to set, then it's fine. And that time, Almiron... I need to find that again. Almiron tries to flick it in, and there's a slow-mo replay from behind him where you see the ball curving towards the goal like that. And you could just see a West Ham fan in the front row, or one of the front rows, just in slow motion go. It was absolutely beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. Everything has come to life. What a song. What an absolute song, Elaine. What a moment. Big Adam Copeland. What a guy. He'd have to be with that song as well. I was when it felt more and more likely that it was going to happen, I was like, good, but we need the song. The song is the thing that's going to make this all the more sweeter. The song would have provided us a chance to feel alive. Oh, what a song. Sorry, everyone. I will stop singing now. But incredible song. Incredible song. Dexter, thank you very much for the £2. Helps us out massively. Not just me. Also Jim Gonzo, of course. £2. Thanks for the stream. 1-0. Love to see. You love to see it, Dexter. You love to see it. Thank you very much, sir. Very, very, very kind of you indeed. Honest day. Oh, sorry. It's such a good song. Estelle's flying forward. Paqueta just comes in and nips him in. It's been a game of nippy challenges, you know. Just for the vibes, just for the bands. Why not do it, you know? It's like how Big Show keeps saying... Well, sorry. It's like how Paul White keeps saying... Did Almiron get a yellow card for doing that? Referee! Ref! Come on, lad. It's like how Paul White keeps saying he's going to bring back Insano, you know? Why not? Whips across the header. Oh my Jesus Christ! Just a punt in from the free kick, bent into the path of Dan Burn, who does well. Just almost manages to just sort of flick it in. Jesus Christ, that was close. That was close. Yeah, ref needs to be a bit. Obviously didn't see it, but Almiron there just doing the old give him a yellow gesture, which Emerson got a yellow card for right at the beginning of the game. No chance there was no second chance there. Yeah, Almiron don't get one. Lady didn't see it. Poor. It's taking. I just want you all to know it's taking everything in my power not to sing Metalingus right now. Gonna have to listen to it at halftime. Yeah, it's been a game with a lot of nippy challenges. This one, Newcastle playing the physical game. Certainly, if we were to word it like that, getting in and sort of lots of little rough riding, maybe, you know. Oh, nice little flick around there from Newcastle, to be fair. I think it was Almiron, I'm not sure. Jared Bowen does beautifully there. He's taken out. Longstaff complaint every single. Again, yeah, just a lot of crowding the ref, a lot of that stuff. Was it Almiron? Don't know. The referees. He's getting dangerously close to a situation here where it's getting away from him. Do you know what I mean? It's very Manchester City, Evan. Lots of every time we get the ball, just nippy little challenges, just to stop there being any chance of getting forward. Nothing big, nothing dangerous, but certainly nothing. Not letting the play get further ahead. Yellow card from Michail Antonio there as the game skips a minute forward. Time travel exists, and we are living in that world right now. Yeah, I think he's getting close. He's getting close to the losing the point mark. I don't know. I didn't recognize that. I don't know too much of Altered Bridge outside of Metalingus, obviously. Cool video though. I like the little special presentation bit at the beginning because I just like that. I like that. I don't know what happened, Arch. He just wasn't there. I don't know. Because I don't know if it was the chat or Geo specifically, but picked it out at the beginning of the game that he wasn't on the bench. I'm not sure. Must be injured, because otherwise he would make the bench. Tonali, a bit of a heavy touch, but finds Isak wide on the left-hand side, looking for a 1-2 with Anderson. James Prowse and Dan Burn comes flying in to stop him. It's going to be going to be a throw in to us right by our right-hand side corner flag. Ball over the top, looking for Paqueta. Can't quite get there. Going to be throw him. Oh. My guy. How are you? How you doing, Louis? My guy. Oh, flicked on now. Mate, it's going well so far. It's going well. A little Thomas Souček goal early doors. You love to see it. Now we go full David Moyes defensive mode. Yeah, you love to see it. One shot, one goal. As Twister said, no stress. We move. Oh, that's a nice ball. That's a nice ball to Paqueta through to Antonio. Touch was a little bit awkward, but he to be fair, he maintains possession of the ball despite being pressured by 2 Newcastle defenders. Offside? That was a very late call, but we move. Very late call, but we move. It's incredibly tight. I'll say it's offside, but it was incredibly tight. Look, it is what it is, okay? When Gio tried to phone... So Gio phoned, right? And he said I put the phone down. The thing is, I was in the basement of the Waterstones that's next to UCL in Houston. I was in the basement of that. And my phone's going off, and I'm like, Gio's not going to be able to hear me here. So I answer the phone, and I go, can you hear me? I hear no reply back, and I'm like, right, I need to go. So I turn it off, and then I go out of the building and start messaging it. But I looked it back on stream, because I opened up the stream as well when I got out just to see, because I was like, because I did think I did think the game was at 8, although I wouldn't have made it back in time for that either. And I looked at the stream, and Gio was like, he just didn't say anything. I put the phone down, and I was like, oh, prof, you didn't hear me. You didn't hear me. I was in a basement of a bookshop. Stress. Still, what can you do? He knew I wasn't going to be there. I told him beforehand, so. There was no slamming. It was no slamming. It was this. Can you hear me? No response. Poop. Go outside. No slamming. Listen, I'm not against an emphatic or good ball in from Newcastle. Header comes across easily into the hands of Areola. Floated header was awful. I'm not against a slam down, finish on the phone, bring, not interested. Pow. I'm not against that, but it wasn't one of those. It wasn't the fact that it was loud, it's the fact that it was underground. Because I was in the basement area of the water. If you know the Waterstones that I'm talking about, it's on whatever that road is. Is it Tottenham Court Road? Might be Gower Street. The one that runs down from Euston Square and goes towards Central, goes towards Tottenham Court Road and all that. It's in that one. In the basement, there's like a arts section, amongst other things. Some other books in there, but I don't know what books are in there. And I was in that. Oh, it was a close ball through to Antonio. You couldn't quite find it. So it wasn't the volume of the bookshop. It was down. Listen, I've never said to do it for every game. I'd say most games. And I'm still the most consistent over the 4 seasons that we've been doing it. However, this season has been a mess. This season has been a mess. But, ill, tonsillitis, birthdays, it's the way it's played out. Oh, Thomas Tuchel putting pressure there. Doesn't quite make it work. So fast, charging backwards to get back into position. You'll have to see it. I think this game's going well. I think Newcastle have a lot more questions to answer than we do, if we're being honest. A lot more questions to answer. Trippier looking to... This is an awful cross. Awful cross goes over the top of everyone. It goes straight out for a goal kick. I feel like realistically, Newcastle have a lot more questions to answer than us. We're in a position where we're in control of what we're doing. We know Newcastle are doing exactly what we want them to do. We're sitting deep. We're allowing them the space where we want to give them the space out wide. We're allowing the crosses in because we want them to do. What we don't want is a situation where they're in the box causing us problems, and especially on the counter-attack. We really don't want that. Alexander Isak is shifting out to that left-hand side as he's one to do. We know how dangerous he is. We only have to remember that one goal he scored against whoever it was. That insane goal. No, he didn't score, sorry. He got the assist for Murphy. Was it against Everton? I don't remember who it was. But that insane goal that happened where he's just dribbling past everyone. And he's one to move out that way, but that's fine. You put him in that situation where he's just there and he can't really do much from there. And so ultimately, they're not really that dangerous, Newcastle. They're having huge amounts of possession, but the danger that are actually producing from that is not really anything to write home about. Whereas us, although we're not attacking wise as good as we could be, and certainly have been in games of late. I feel like we are the side who feel more likely to score. We feel more dangerous. So our counter-attack is kind of there. And whenever you have someone like Michail Antonio charging through, causing problems for the centre-backs, you've got him dragging away from Thomas Souček, who's getting really high up and into the area. And then you have people like Paqueta who can play the ball through. It's working for us. Although we aren't in control of the game, certainly. I definitely wouldn't say that. Or not the best, maybe not the better team. We are probably the slightly better team, but I do think we are in control of what's going on. That's the way I should word it. I think we're in control of what's going on, and we are probably arguably the slightly more dangerous side. Could we be playing better? Yeah, 100%. This isn't the best West Ham performance you've ever seen in your life. Defensively, it's a solid West Ham performance. Not the best, but solid. Attackingly, offensively is what I should have said. Rather than attackingly. Oh, Paqueta does beautifully there. He's just so good, isn't he? Emerson does well. Nice first time pass into the boot. Ooh, I don't know who that was. James Ward-Prowse trying to fire across with the outside of his right boot. Nick Pope collects it. But yeah, offensively we could be better, but we're doing enough to score. So, oh, good tackle. Alvarez. Nicely done. We're getting there. And arguably, Newcastle are lucky to still have 11 men on the pitch. So, you know, if this plays out for 90 minutes, we win the game. No, listen, I would admit it if I was. I ain't got a problem with that. You know, I've been to what's the Cyberdog. I know what's going on. I was in a genuine bookshop. Looking for books. They might have been graphic novels, but they're books, and they're in a bookshop. I'd admit if it was. Not a bad ball in. Antonio can't quite get on there, but not bad ball in. So foul trying to find a way into that ball into Antonio. Newcastle passing the ball around at the back. We've not really dared to press them too heavily today. Newcastle have come onto us with a heavy press, whereas we've not really done too much in that sense. Lewis, I love him. I think he's so good. I'm so just hyped. I'm so hyped about him existing in West Ham. His tackling's so good. His passing's great. The fact he can receive the ball, he collects the ball off Ariola. Ariola will pass it to him. He'll have his back towards the opposition, and he's just able to drop a turn, then turn in, pass it nicely. He just has everything in his game. I really like him a lot. 2 minutes of added time. Newcastle trying to pass their way forward. Tried to flick it through Newcastle. Again, looking for those wander through balls and stuff. Oh, Paqueta, beautifully done. He goes down hella dramatically. I think you could make an argument for it being a foul, but I don't think it was personally. I love the idea, but so good at what he does. Beautiful interception there from Aged. Oh, he just steams forward. Look at that. Go on, Nayef. Go on, Nayef. Beautiful stuff. Antonio, I wouldn't mind you backing him up, please. That's the centre-back who's on the ball. Someone, please. Oh, he's done beautifully to find James Ward-Prowse. I'll tell you what. Nayef Aged does absolutely wonderfully there. Does absolutely wonderfully. Michail Antonio was a bit of a mess, I can't lie, but that is so good. There you go. There we go. The computer says it's okay. So it's okay. It's all right. Michail Antonio just bundled over there by Tonali. It's going to be a free kick inside the area right before the end of this first half. Maybe we are more dangerous, but I feel like I just don't feel like Newcastle have anything. There is the halftime whistle. I just don't feel like Newcastle have anything. We're asking questions and they have no answers. The question is, can you break us down when we're sat deep defending like this, when we're just doing our thing? And the answer very much is emphatically in that first half been no. I feel like we've looked more dangerous going forward, but that's because we're on the counter attack and Newcastle don't look super comfortable with it. I feel like we have another goal in us. I don't know if Newcastle do. They're going to have to change something up significantly in the second half because realistically, in that first half, they really just had nothing. Nothing of note whatsoever, if we're being honest about it. Just nothing of note. Not to be harsh to them, because obviously Newcastle are a very talented side with a lot of talented players, but the biggest thing to note from them in that first half is that they're lucky that they still have 11 men on the pitch. I think that's the biggest thing of note. They've not really created any major chances. There was the Dan Burn header that went just wide of the post, but even that was just a free kick lofted in. He does well to get into a position. Our zonal marking not really working too well for us there to allow someone as massive as Dan Burn essentially a free header in the box. But even then, it was a sort of glancing header that ends up bouncing out wide. Outside of that, from an attacking sense, have they had anything? Because I don't think they have. They've had lots of possession of the ball, but they've played right into our hands, and we're doing our thing. We've told them, look, what we want you to do is move out wide and get into those positions. That's where we want you to find the positions, and that's what they've done. Apart from that, I don't know. It's just got nothing. Newcastle just have nothing. It's good, isn't it? It's nice.
I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this quite a lot, actually. You know, one point they said, "Oh, Newcastle are bossing possession." My instant reaction was, "Yeah, well, we're bossing the game, though. We've got them right where we want them." You know, offensively, like you said, they've got nothing about them. But when we get the ball, we haven't created loads of chances, but I think we're looking pretty slick on occasions, getting forward, and we can just be a little bit more composed in the final third. I feel there's been some lazy crosses from us, but I'm happy with what I've seen in the first half, Charlie. I'm really happy, actually.
I think from Newcastle's perspective, realistically, the one big notable thing is that they should probably be down to 10 men. Outside of that, I don't really think there's anything else to really speak about from them at all.
No, they should absolutely be down to 10 men. The referees set precedent now. You know, I think Paqueta should have been booked as well, but you can't book him because you've just not booked Guimarães 10 minutes ago. As soon as Paqueta does a similar foul, you can't give him a yellow card. You know, he's made a rod for his own back now. And the frustrating thing was Almiron stood there waving his magic card around, didn't get booked. Maybe the referee didn't see it, but this is where you're going to do it to Emerson. You've got to give it to everyone now. Anyone that now says, "Oh, yellow card player," you've got to book him. And now if Emerson goes and does a dodgy foul in the second half, he better be let off as well, because if you're going to allow Bruno off, if that was the 88th minute, he would have sent him off. I've got no doubt about it. It's because it's only the 18th minute. He's probably thought, "Fuck, this is a bit early to be sending someone off." And is it a red card worthy foul? No, but that's not the point. Is it a yellow card? Well, yes, it is. So he should be gone. So Newcastle have got off with that one massively.
Yeah. Right, I shall be back in a moment, Gio. But
cheers, Walsh. Right, if you haven't subscribed to Hammer Chat, please do. If we hit 34,000 subscribers in this stream, which we might do, we're currently just under 60 people away. So if 760 of you are watching, you're not all subscribed. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. If we hit the 34,000, Charlie will be giving away a mug. It'll be this Jared Bowen mug. It says "Boils on Fire," Andy Shack and Danny Dyer. There we are, as designed by Charlie himself. Charlie designed this. If you want to buy one, you can do it. It's available via our store at hammerchatstore.com. But we'll give one of them away to one of you lot. All you have to do is subscribe. It's as simple as that. Now, let's see what you're all saying in the live chat. Hammer1999 says, disgraceful officiating. How's that not a second yellow? I have no idea. Every 50-50 going Newcastle's way. Loads of halfway line fouls for them and no punishment. Officials can fuck off. Quite agree, to be honest with you. Belcar says, Alvarez's quality loves a yellow. He's not being booked yet. Probably will in the second half. You know, the bet needs it, but the bet needs quite a lot. Nothing else is happening. Thanks, Harry. Charlie designed it. When Charlie's back, tell Charlie you love the Bowen design. He designed that. That was all Charlie's work. Mr. Brandon said, or just M. Brandon, sorry, said that Paqueta asks for yellow, gets one. Almiron asks for one, doesn't get one. I think the referee maybe just missed Almiron, but I get what you're saying. It frustrated me as well. Slapper says Paqueta is class. The way he waited for Trippier to get back, absolute class. He knows he can win with his head held high. He's superb. He really is absolutely superb. Shin says, high press, really working well for us. I love it when we do it against quality opposition. It shows our quality. Charles says, Kudus will start swapping with Antonio now, hopefully when he slows up. Max says Emerson Paqueta's link up is serving as well. Oh, they're unbelievable, them two, aren't they? They're genuinely unbelievable. Steve is a bit worried about fatigue later in the game. He's put a lot into that first half, and it's hot out there. Chasing down and closing space is always harder than being. I do agree with that. That's a fair comment. Jeff said the mug would look great in Australia. Well, you can go buy one. Anyway, Charlie will be here soon. Ionix would like to see us get another goal before Kudus comes on. Charles says Antonio messed up when put through with a peach from Panama. I think Antonio's playing well. I think Antonio's having a good game. Thunder says Bowen needs to get into the game. Agree. At St. James's, Bowen absolutely roasted Dan Burns. I was hoping for a bit more of that today, but hopefully in the second half we can see a little bit more from Jared. Roger said the referee should never ref again. Bruno should be off and book Emerson for asking for yellow but not Almiron. Joshua says, love how we're dropping the ball behind their midfield and they have no answers for it as of now. Carino said the officials are a bit dodgy. No Guimarães, second yellow. Almiron, no yellow for the same offence as Emerson. Antonio booked, I assume it means. I mean, to be fair, Antonio's was a yellow. He should have got booked. To be fair, there. Gary, how do you watch the game? Well, Charlie will tell you. If you want a visual stream, I think you need to check out our. I don't know if it's still on the go. If the Discord's still on the go, the link's in the description. Head over there, and some people will put a link to a visual radio, and you can go and listen, perhaps watch over there. Gary says West Ham are playing okay, but we're not in our stride. But Newcastle breaking our play well. Oh, sorry, Gary, you must be a Newcastle fan. Sorry, I'm realising how you're saying it now. So West Ham are playing okay. We, Newcastle, not in our stride yet, but West Ham breaking our play well. I agree with you. Newcastle you barely got out of first gear, to be honest with you. But I'm enjoying it. Fluffy says, how many more seasons can we hang on to Lex Paqueta? Well, tell you what, do you know when the Bowen contract situation was going on, there was a little bit of me that thought we could do with a betting allegation right now. I might start a rumour that Jared Bowen's been giving me tips on him scoring goals. He doesn't get booked, does he? We need a Bowen betting allegation, but looks like he's going to sign that contract now. But that's how you keep a hold of them. Ismar, how much am I enjoying watching the season? The quality. I did a video on Sunday, Ismar. I'm enjoying it. I like what I'm seeing. Is it perfect? No, but I think there's a very happy medium at the minute between sort of like Moyes ball, grind out results to entertainment. I think we're in the middle. It's very efficient. It's not always the best, but I'm enjoying it 10 times better than last season. I've enjoyed this football. We don't need the ball for me to enjoy it. When we're getting it, we're getting up the pitch quick. I really like it. Megan says, best part of this season, seeing signs of the old Souček. Couldn't agree more in my last video about him. Great to see him coming back post-rise. Thank you, Megan. Hope you're all good. Hammer1999 says, Pope is uncomfortable on the ball and he's pressing more if appropriate. Char 2. On his uncomfortable side, I want to see Bowen gamble and try and pinch the ball when he tries to inevitably pass to Burn. Trev says, doing well, but we need a second goal and do not invite them on. Keep breaking and high press. David says, it's a good game. Playing well, high press until it's not on, then fall back. Good stuff. Completely agree with that. I think we've got our tactics spot on. I think Moyes has done really well. And again, the Souček and Bowen thing, he's still doing it on a game by game. We're seeing Souček get in the box today. We've got the goal from it. Sheffield United with Souček, but Brighton, Chelsea, it was Ward-Prowse that was breaking for Liverpool. Ward-Prowse was the one running forward and Souček was staying back. So I like it. I like that small tweak that he does depending on the opposition. Hammer 1999 is fearing Isak playing on the left and Wilson in the middle. It's terrifying. Yeah. Harry's asking, is Bowen definitely staying? Sounds like everybody's suggesting that the contract's pretty much done. He just has to sign. Artel saying I didn't something. What did I not do, Artel? Put it in the live chat. What did I not do? I'm not sure. Can't remember what I claimed. Can't remember. Anyway. Right, let's have a little look. Harry's and different Harry's asking about his release clause. Apparently, there's no release clause, but he's going to be on a lot of money, and it's to make because he's not a release clause, he's getting more money, which I think is good. I think it's good business by the club. Reece, Souček playing better without Rice. Reece, I did a video on Monday. Yeah, it was Monday, Reece. Without going into too much, I think we've got all Souček back. Go have a look at the video Monday. Matteo says, "Girl's been classy. Has that run? Hello, it was fantastic." Adam said the ref is awful. Got to say we've looked good so far. Link up has been great. Alvarez is a monster. Don't think Antonio was offside. Enjoying the game, but I don't like this referee whatsoever. Don't blame you. Yuri says, quite pleased. Bear in mind we played recently. Fatigue would certainly kick in, but we're managing well. Isaac is scary. Pale says Bowen is losing too many balls. Charles said Bowen often struggles against Dan Burn. Thomas says, as an American, I'm trying to find a club to support. What is a no-go club and what is a fun upcoming one? I'll let the live chat give you your answer to that, Thomas. We're all a little bit biased. We're all a little bit. Transient said, overload at Hammers Chat store. Everyone trying to get a mug. No one's bought one yet. It's not come up on my phone. When we sell something, it comes up on my phone. Nothing's come up yet. Nobody's bought one, Transient, despite me waving it around and saying about how Charlie designed it. It's not made any sales. Is loving it, but skip for January. Charles said 7 years and no release fee for Boy. That's the rumours. That's the strong rumours. That's a 7-year contract and there's no release clause. Fingers crossed. I'm happy with that. I think it's a fantastic bit of business for the club. I think it's a real sign of intent. I think it sends the right message, which is if you come to West Ham, you perform, you become one of our best players, you're consistent, we will reward you with A, wages, and B, the length of contract. Bowen's just secured himself millions for his future. So I'm more than happy with that one. I'll cover it tonight or tomorrow. I'll do it. International break. We're going to have to talk about everything, haven't we? So I'll do one about Bowen, but I just haven't done one yet. I'll tell you what, I haven't done one yet. I didn't believe all the rumours that was going around. I thought there was just a little bit too much. It just didn't make sense, truth be told. Steve, can we imagine Isaac up front for us? I can. I wanted him for a while.
I think the thing with the Bowen thing as well, it's not just showing that you can get like the contracts you want, but also you add that to the Rice situation where leaving for a lot of money to a Champions League club, it puts us in such a strong position. I know people don't like the idea of stepping stones and all that, and I fully agree, right? But it's that thing of if you're a player like Alvarez or Kudus, for example, who are doing well, playing well in Europe, and you want to take it to the Premier League where you can earn a crap ton of money and do really well, but then also get the opportunity to move to a mega huge club. And I'm not saying Arsenal are necessarily make a huge club, but Manchester City knocking on the door of Paqueta, and we seem to be willing to do that deal as well. Yeah. If you can only imagine if there's big clubs looking at you, that you're going to see an opportunity to do that. I think it's a huge step for us. I think it's such a massive thing for us. And the Bowen deal is like the final part of that piece of that puzzle. And I'm really happy with it. If it all is signed, still delivered on the club website. Yeah, of course, that's the caveat.
Just to remind everyone, there's 866 of you watching. We need 51 people to subscribe for someone to get this sexy Bowen mug that Charlie Walsh designed. Charlie, you designed this. Charlie designed this. Charlie, that man, that's the wrong way. That man there, and usually I'm sat on the other side of the screen, aren't I? That man there designed this mug, and if we hit 34,000 subscribers in this video, we will give one of you this. All you have to do to enter is be subscribed. That's it. That's all you have to do.
Rebecca also with that mug as well.
She did the Bowen thing because she did this. Rebecca did this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Rebecca designed the coaster. Charlie designed the mug. And I got them made and delivered and sent them out. We make a good team, don't we?
We've got them. Rebecca together.
We're a good team.
And we've got some good stuff coming. I tell you what,
we're some fantastic stuff coming.
Some good stuff coming. Some different stuff coming.
HammersChatStore.com. Jimmy loves it. Go get one. Barry wants a mug with beer. So I would. Do you put beer in the mug? You can put whatever you want in the mug, I guess. HammersChatStore.com. There you go.
Okay. There you go. Gio, I'll let you go for the second half. I shall see you at full time. Appreciate it. If you want more actual knowledge and intelligence as opposed to my ramblings, come back at full time because Gio will be here live with a live match review straight after it. Want to clarify, not the XL Bully kind that everyone's going mad about at the moment. No, we're talking Florida's own Mr. Worldwide. That one. It's a good lad. Do you know he's only 42? Seems insane to me. I saw a video of him slapping some girl's arse on stage the other day, and I was like, this is a 50-year-old man. And no, he's 42. He's 42. But ladies and gentlemen, the second half is about to get underway. West Ham United versus Newcastle United. 1-0 so far. As Gio was saying, as we were talking before it, I feel like we are in control of the game. I feel like we need to get a little bit better. There needs to be something. There needs to be something on the counter attack. I think we're doing well, but we could be doing better in that sense. But defensively, we're doing absolutely beautifully. And realistically, like I said, there's a lot of questions about whether Newcastle can break us down that they have not found any answers for so far. With us, we know what we're doing, and the answers are good. So, big difference. Big difference. Hopefully never. Hopefully never. Maybe the Canning Town Lane version or something, but hopefully never. But here we go. 2 teams are out. Newcastle are going to get the game back underway. I should update you. I have had half of what was left. So maybe a little step up. He's just a unique individual, isn't he? And we are back. We're back underway. Deploy the boys. It's time to run two things. It's time to run 2 things. Let's go. Come on, you Irons. I'm surprised there's no changes from Newcastle. I will say that. I would have thought they would maybe change something up. I suspect there might be a change in approach, at least, if not a change in personnel. But I am a little bit surprised. But yeah. We are back underway. I'll have a look, Deckers. I'll have a look. He did rule the world. He did 1000% rule the world. There was a... I'm not dissing 50-year-old men at all. I have nothing but respect. My point was that there was a 50-year-old man with a chorus line of probably women in their early 20s dancing while he was slapping one of their aunts while singing "Get Me to the Motel Room," but whatever it was. Do you know what I mean? That was more the thing. Nothing to do with 50-year-old men. So that one specifically, the one I think it is Gower Street it's on. It's a beautiful Waterstones. I love that Waterstones. It's a great Waterstones. Big graphic novel section as well, which for me personally is good, but you know. He does run very specifically, doesn't he, Val? He does run very specifically. The vibe, Richard. That's the vibe. VR was checking something. I don't know what, but a little bit of Danny carries on. Good to see you, sir. How are you? Favourite Pitbull song? I mean, Timber is unreal. Timber's great. Do you know what it is about Pitbull? It's the ad-libs. There's lots of that kind of stuff, which I always enjoy. But Timber, I was thinking it through in my head, but it's got to be Timber. It's got to be Timber. Got to be Timber. Where are we at, likes-wise? Keep using... Ooh, 430. 430. We are flying today. Where are we at subscribers-wise as well? We're getting close. We're getting close. It is possible if we all just continue going absolutely wild on the subscribes, then we might be able to get there. Imagine. Imagine. What a guy. What a guy. You know, like, if you've never seen the Lemmy bit from one of Charlie Brooker's shows about Pitbull, you need to watch it. He's talking about who he is. He's just a crazy dude. I do remember. That's the other one I was considering. You know what I mean? That's the other one I was considering. The one, green light. Red light, green light. Everybody take a shot. Red light, green light. Give it everything you got. Gio, hang on, Gio. Gio, has he sent it? Have you? I'll just ask you now. Oops. Sorry, Gio was just spamming me messages. Because I don't see the picture. I love green light's my other favourite one. Green light's my other favourite one. Oh, legend. Thank you, Gio. Where is it? That picture deck is wild. Played forward for Paqueta. Check plays it out wide. Doing something in the background while all this happens. You're not doing. Bowen plays it out wide. Oh, that's a good chance. Oh, tell you what, we'll take a corner from it though. We will take a corner from it though. Oh my lord, Scott, how are you, sir? First of all, pause everything. Scott, how the devil are you, sir? Hope you're well. Love how Emerson plays. Yeah, me too. I didn't expect it at all. I wasn't for Emerson, I'll be honest with you. Beginning of the season, I wasn't for Emerson. He played well at the end of last season, but before that, I thought he was just too shaky for me, and I was like, not for me, not for me. He's proved me significantly wrong. He's been brilliant this year. And he's one of the biggest plus points for us. I've loved it. I've loved every minute of it. James Ward-Prowse is going to be the guy to take it. Corner from the right-hand side. Whipped in. Oh, header! Oh. Alvarez. It was Alvarez getting close. Whipped in. I'll tell you what, I would call it a diving header because he was pretty flipping horizontal as he managed to make connection on it. But he sort of had to almost lie on the floor to get there. Almost just inches of the post. Very close to sort of Dan Burn territory in terms of direction there. Just flew just inches past that post. Does well though to get down to it. Commentator saying he should have done better, but I feel like, to be honest with you, to even get your head on that, it's done well. How am I going to do this? This is probably the best way to do it. Pinged across as Newcastle try to work their way forward. So something Gio was messaging me a second ago. Gio was just saying that I think it was is it Spooky Duke? Is that who it was? Let me just double check. Yeah, Spooky Duke was apparently they were probably talking at half time. Said that he's a West Ham fan, but his other half is a Newcastle fan. And Gio said if you send us a picture of your shirt on stream, then you can then you have a mug. Spooky Duke. Hopefully it's the right round. Look, just getting absolutely battered. Me in the background as well. Getting absolutely battered. Speaking of, congratulations, sir. There will be a mug on its way to you now. So there you go. Or is a coaster? It was a coaster. You get a coaster. Just need to double check. You get a coaster, sir. Good to see you. Love a harmonious family. Love a harmonious family. Hope you're well. You love to see it. You love to see it. I'll try to do as good a job as I can, Scott. I'll try to do as good a job as I can. Bit pressure. I've got this, though. I've got this. Newcastle close there again, trying to find the answer to the question of how do you break down West Ham, but there Almiron's just running it straight out of play. They need to be a bit quicker they need to be quicker in transitions. The first thing, you really want to be able to, if as soon as you get the ball off us, just go. It's not natural, but you want to just start going mad at it, right? Outside of that, what you really want to do is when we are sat deep, the transitions just need to be quicker passing, which is something they're good at, but they just haven't quite pulled it off yet today. Which I'm very happy about. GP. Bless me. GP with the £2. Thank you very much, sir. Massively appreciate it. Thank you for the £2. Helps us out massively. I will say just a quick thing as I put GP in the tick at the top there. Remember, if you're having disagreements, that's fine. We will have arguments from time to time. GP, thank you very much for the £2. Massively appreciate it, sir. There's your name. Just don't get personal. Just don't get personal, because I'll just start timing people out for no reason. Not for no reason, just because of it. So just try to avoid all that sort of stuff. Just a little quick one for the chat there. Newcastle defending against the long ball there. Hooked forward from West Ham. Trying to find a way in. James Ward-Prowse flicks it out wide to Michail Antonio. Nicely done by Jarrod Bowen controlling, but the pass wasn't great. And now we've got to defend. This is what I'm saying. Newcastle needs to fly forward at this, but I'll tell you what, Edson Alvarez, it's a little classic, little one there. Ball gets played into the path of Almiron in the middle of the park. Just take him out there. Stop the counter attack from happening. That's the sort of thing. That's the sort of thing that can be more played into our games. Maybe I don't think we do it enough. Potentially that idea of, you know, Dexter. I didn't put Dexter. I didn't put your name in there. I knew there was something. Just that little classic Manchester City take them out while they're on a counter attack. You know, as a team who are, especially when we are so comfortable, so comfortable when we are up, when we are in the lead, I wouldn't mind seeing us have a little bit of something more in that sense. You know, just when it seems to a chance against counter attack. Yeah, just a little bit of a foul. Now, Alvarez is a walking yellow card anyway, so it's probably going to happen. However, you know, I feel like we should be playing that more a little bit, especially with the players like in this team with Souček and James Ward-Prowse and stuff. We can sort of deal with that a little bit better, maybe. Newcastle starting the first 10 minutes of this game, second half much like the first, certainly on top, certainly trying to find their way into the box. Alexander Isak just wide on the right hand side. Dink, that's not a bad dink. Oh my god, Areola with a great save. Was that Dan Burn on the opposite side? I think it was. Paqueta battling with Tonali. Free kick. I disagree with that one. Referee, they were battling 50-50. Tonali just happens to lose, and the referee goes, well, it's a foul against him. Then I don't know. I disagree with that. Unreal save from Areola though. Just before that, Alexander Isak pulls wide out onto this right hand side, and Dan Burn, who's at the far post, just hanging up. It's just dinked across to him again. That's something we should have done in the first half. There was a moment Souček was in a similar position. I'll tell you what, Soufal has no idea he's there, doesn't he? But he does well, gets up well. It's a good header from Dan Burn. He rises, heads it down towards the floor, which is exactly what you want to do in that scenario. But Areola with an awesome reaction save. Whips in the box from resulting free kick. That's going to be a goal. Yeah, it is. Isak slots it home. I tell you what, we've been uncharacteristically poor at defending free kicks today. There was the Dan Burn header, which although didn't feel like there was nothing to be said, he didn't quite go in that time. Similar thing has just happened here. Ball gets played in from a deep position, from a free kick, slightly out wide, curved in towards... Well, we could be offside, you know. I mean, it might not be because it hits off Alvarez first. I don't think it is because it hits off Alvarez first. If it didn't hit off Alvarez first, I thought it could have been a free kick, but offside. But the ball just lands at the feet of Alexander Isak, who then slots it home. VAR's checking it, but I can't imagine it's going to get disallowed given the fact that it was Alvarez who touched it. It's a shame. It's a shame that it's such a simple goal that we've conceded when we've been so good defensively. We've been so good defensively. It's a great finish from Isak, to be fair. Just one-on-one in that situation, just to flick it up and over him, but with enough power and just place it. Paying, that's really well. It should be counting. It should be counted. This I can't see where the offside is. Alvarez gets the touch last. Don't get me wrong. Isak is in an offside position in the initial phase, and then in the second phase, the ball comes across. He's in an offside position again, but the ball comes across from Edson Alvarez. I'm surprised it's taking this long to make that decision, but again, after last time, it's not necessarily surprising. There it is. It's 1-1. Very frustrating to see the goal like that. I'll be honest with you. We've been so good defensively today, and they've just had absolutely nothing from open play. The only time they've really looked dangerous are from the two set pieces. Dan Burn just almost headed it in the first half, and then that. I guess the argument you can make is that, you know, maybe Shah, who's battling with Alvarez and offside, but I don't know. I can't see why that one wouldn't have been given. It's a great finish by Isak. 1-1. 1-1. We move. Not necessarily the end of the world. It's not great to concede, but not necessarily the end of the world like that. Can't lie. There is one bell available. And like I said, there is also technically pizza. Not much, not hot. There is only one slice of pizza left, but there is pizza, and there is one bell. So if we decide to move in that direction, you know, we can make those decisions. Newcastle trying to play their way forward here. Shot from range, thankfully. I don't even know if it's a shot, to be fair. Put the bell on the pizza. Reese's trying to kill me. 60 minutes gone, 1-1. Second half, Newcastle have been a bit better, but still not particularly great. Listen, if you want to go for the Baby Bell Pizza, we could do it. And you can see growing people calling for it. So I will do it, but at the same time, it seems like a bad time. Bowen, it's not bad ball in, but just couldn't quite. Souček maybe didn't challenge for that one. Maybe he didn't challenge for that one when he maybe should. Second half, Newcastle have been better, but not by so much that we should be. I just don't think that we haven't stepped up the level, and Newcastle have been better getting faster forward, and it's just giving us problems defensively that we shouldn't be dealing with, and we weren't dealing with in the first half. Anderson wide on that left-hand side, looking to try and find a cross into the box. James Ward-Prowse blocking him off there. Again, we were just a little bit lethargic getting back there. I wasn't super keen on it. We are back, but a little bit lethargic. There's that big cross-field. Trippier across. Isak. 2-1. Oh my God. That's what I've been talking about. The quick cross-field passes. It's literally what we said. It's quite literally what we said. Alexander Isak with the goal. Again, it's a nice finish from him. First time. Ball gets played across. Bruno, who arguably should not be on the pitch, if we're being honest about it. It was a nice little lofted ball. A really nice lofted ball. Again, those quick switches across to Trippier, who's onside. Controls it. It's a ball across first time. It's really nice. That's just how good Kieran Trippier is, isn't it? And then Isak reacts well. Just finding himself in the right place, right time, good movement. And then it's just a tap home. Just a tap home. It's bad, isn't it? Bad, isn't it? Literally what we were just talking about. We mentioned it at the beginning of the game. Those cross-field passes that they've been good with, faster at doing it. And as the first half went on, they were doing them less and less. And when we were talking about what do Newcastle need to do to break us down, it was exactly that. Be faster in the transition. When we are sat deep, move the ball around quicker. Don't give us time to rest. Don't give us time to settle. What do? They find Bruno, who again, arguably should not be on the pitch if we're being honest about it. He definitely should have been sent off. And he gets to look up, finds the pass quickly, brilliantly, accurately, and then when you have someone like Bruno who can find those sort of passes, then you have someone like Trippier who first time can put in those sort of crosses into such a beautiful position. It is what it is. 2-1. Very frustrating. Very disappointing, more than frustrating, if I'm being honest. Because we could and probably should be up in this game. We could and probably should be have the numerical advantage, but what's happened here is bad. There are enough calls to where I will let the bell pole pass. I'll say we're going for a unique one today. Bell pizza, yes or no? We'll give it 90 seconds as per, so until the 65th minute is when we'll do it. But bell pizza, I'll put the baby bell on the pizza and I'll eat it, that last piece, and we'll see how it goes. We'll do it. We'll do it for the vibes. Flicking it around Newcastle, trying to find their way in. This is back to where we were. Good. Tell you what, Paqueta does really well to charge in and try and stop that one. We don't come away with the ball, but he does well. He does well. 40 more seconds to the pole. And I will regret it. I will regret it, but you know, we move. Ritesh, by the way, I don't know if I said hello to you. I saw you in the chat earlier. Good to see you, sir. Hope you are. Again, defensively, we've got that positioning back. Early crosses, man. Again, they figured it out. They've got there now. It's the early crossing, the quick switches, and what we've seen there is an element of both. You know, because the second we're in our box, it's just impossible virtually. So you need to switch it up quicker. You need to play quicker, and you need to hit those early crosses, which is what they've started doing now, and they're getting a little bit of joy from it. A little bit of joy from it. Just realised at 65. Let's look at the poll. 70% said yes. 70% said yes. Clicks on end poll. It's gone up to 71 in the time it took me to click end poll. No, it's gone back up to the top. Can I end this poll? Can I end this poll? Where's poll be forever? End poll. We'll do it that way then. For some reason, it wouldn't let me end poll, but it is at 71%. So I will be going and grabbing that in a second after this passage of play. Alvarez, free kick. We will take that. Right. Where's this bell? Let's go grab it. One sec. Right, we have the bell, ladies and gentlemen, and we have one slice of pizza. And I'm going to regret this, but we're going in. We're going in. Trying to reset the North Idaho TV network while I do this at the same time. The snowstorm is a problem. There we go. Okay. Kieran Trippier is down for some reason. Antonio just barges him out of it. Newcastle figured out the cheat code against us. So now we have to figure it out. What do we? Was that the foul that led to the goal? I'm just seeing a replay of it now. I forgot that it was that one. That's insane. Oh, that's insane. Oh well, what can we do? Right. It is what it is. Bell. Why am I doing this? Pizza. Bell on pizza. I'm going to try. For effect, I guess I have to do it all in one. So. It's an odd feeling. It's an odd feeling. And a lot of it. A lot of it. That was weird. That was very weird. I'll finish the slice in a sec, but that was very odd. Do you know what it was? Michail Antonio goes down, no free kick. Newcastle play forward. Do you know what it was? It wasn't. It was the fact that it had the texture of a pizza, but I could taste Baby Bell. It was almost as if they'd used Baby Bell as the cheese of the pizza, and a lot of it. A lot of it. Let's see. I'll finish off the slice for completionist sake. Paqueta picks up a yellow for some reason. The North Idaho TV network was letting me down at that moment, but it's something I won't forget. I'll say how much it's something I won't forget. 20 minutes left of the game. 2-1 is the score. 2-1 is the score. Certainly possible that I think that I don't know. It's not too bad yet. It's not too bad yet. I think realistically, if we're being honest, they've obviously been a better team in the second half. And unlike the first half where they were probably seeing just as much possession as they are now, unlike that, we have a situation all pulled across. Thankfully, flicks away and Emerson can come away with the ball. Nice little ball out to Michail Antonio. He doesn't have too many options. He manages to control it though. Wins a free kick. Unlike the first half in which we probably had about as much possession and they probably had about as much possession as they were, they're playing with a lot more intent, Newcastle. They're playing a lot quicker. They're passing the ball faster around. They're looking to ping it across more. There's certainly a lot more going on to them. They've sort of figured out what they need to do in order to break us down. Beautifully done by Paqueta there, and he wins a free kick. Little pump of the fist as well. Nicely done. We're going to see some subs. Ben Rama and Kudus coming on. Ben Rama and Kudus coming on right after we build. Is that what happened? I don't know. You. But we do need a little bit of something different in the attack. That's never... The attacking side of our game just hasn't been there today at any point. We haven't been good enough going forward. And so it makes sense that we need to do something. And this is good. Ben Rama and Kudus, I don't really know what we do with that, but it's good. Free kick comes to nothing. Just hoofed into the box. Nothing really there. Ball forward from Newcastle. Oh, that's really nice. Double through ball. Isak. Oh, my Lord. Ario. Could arguably been free. Just again, that's what we're talking about. Just that faster movement. That faster movement. Played through. Just one bang. Through ball. First touch. Second one. Turns. Through ball. That's how you beat us. I tell you what, Aged was doing well to cover there. But just 2 through balls puts Isak through 1-on-1. He takes it round Areola, who does really well to make himself as big as possible. Forces Isak out super wide. And then as he turns around and tries to hit it off the post and then off for Aged for a corner kick. Aged covering well there, you'd imagine. If it was on target, he might have just got there. But it's going to be a corner for Newcastle on our right-hand side. Whipped into a dangerous position, but thankfully Areola punches that one well. Jaraboa comes out to try and collect it, can't quite make it there. Newcastle ping it back in towards the box. And that's going to be a corner apparently somehow. It's going to be a corner somehow. whipped in, back towards it, headed away from Thomas Souček. Oh, that's really nicely done from Paqueta to look up and try and find Michail Antonio first time. Couldn't quite get there. Don't stop moving, carry on pressing. He slows down slightly. It was really well done there. On the counter-attack, Michail Antonio is steaming. Lucas Paqueta sees him, plays the ball through instantaneously. Good stuff, but it doesn't quite work out. Good work from Jarrett Bowen there to stop the ball going forward. So first one, Antonio is coming off, and on in his place is Said Benrahma. And Thomas Souček coming off for Mohamed Kudus. Interesting. Very interesting. So, right, so Souček coming off. That means you probably have Paqueta moving into sort of his role, as it were, in the 4-2-3-1, being that sort of 10 figure. Benrahma will go out wide. So I suspect that means we'll see Mohamed Kudus up front, would be my guess. We'll see how it plays out, but that seems to be what's going to happen. So Souček and Antonio off, Kudus and Benrahma on. We'll see whether Paqueta takes that sort of 10, takes that striker role with Kudus just behind him, or whether it will be Kudus up front with Paqueta just behind him. We'll see how that ends up playing out. Newcastle currently on the ball, passing it around. Paqueta's the furthest one forward, but this is also just after that. Not necessarily a bad idea if we can sort of get in there and get in and around and sort of press them a little bit. Not necessarily a bad thing. You got 13 and a half minutes plus stoppage time, so you're talking 20 minutes to go. Potentially could have happened earlier, but also not necessarily a bad thing at this point. Gare finds Areola. Moving it along unnecessarily, but okay. Edson Alvarez tries to turn there, lays it into the path of Benrahma. First time out to Paqueta. Wide, hits Emerson. Nice flick. Oh, this is beautiful play from us. Free kick. Free kick in a very, very strong area. Thank Christ we kept James Ward-Prowse on. Thank Christ we kept James Ward-Prowse on. Free kick in a very, very good area. Well played from us there. It always felt a little bit stretched, but just having those numbers and the ability to play in those spaces, something we don't usually have when Michail Antonio gets the ball in those positions. So it's an easy foul. I don't think it's one of those ones where it's that deep, if we're being honest, but it is an easy foul, and it's Emerson and I'm not sure who was the other one who clattered into him. Just Longstaff. Longstaff, who's having a massive... Longstaff, who's screaming at the ref, by the way. Referee's been crap today. I don't usually talk about referees. If you're a long-time watch-along person, you'll know that I don't usually care about the refs. I don't usually talk about them. Who really cares? Like, not who cares, but for me, like, they are the way they are and you move on with your life. I've got to say, today, particularly, the ref has been very poor. It's been very, very poor indeed. Like, I really don't talk about referees at all. Flipping heck. So to give some idea, James Ward-Prowse is obviously going to take the free kick. I mean, Benrahma's also there. It's just outside the area, slightly across to the left-hand side. You're talking maybe 2-3 yards out of the box. And maybe again 2-3 yards away from the edge of the D. It's maybe too close. It's one of those ones where you certainly put it in the too close position. You certainly would say this is a bit close. But if someone can do it, it's James Ward-Prowse. Benrahma's walked away from it. James Ward-Prowse is standing over it. The ref is now starting to give out yellow cards as Newcastle again just keep going forward. They just keep walking. This ref has been crap. This ref has completely lost control of this. He's awful. They just keep walking forward. Ref, are you going to do anything about this? This is mad. Benrahma's there. He could get a layoff potentially from Ward-Prowse for a shot, but I think Ward-Prowse is going to hit it. Does. Just over. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous stuff. This referee's just got... It's like a supply teacher. There's just no control over the game. He started it so, like, emphatically as well. Giving Emerson a yellow card for doing that. He was like, no, I'm not having that. He tried to put his stamp on the game and then just got run over. Just got completely run over. It's hilarious. He's awful. He's awful. What can you do? Anyway, Longstaff got a yellow card amidst all that. Big boot out from Newcastle. So it does seem like Paqueta's the one who's sort of taken up the more central attacking position. So let's just for the sake of accuracy and vibes, let's make this a little bit more. Let's just switch around Kudus and Paqueta there. That's not how you spell Kudus, Charlie. Kduus. There we go. Kudus a little deeper. Don't necessarily think that's a bad idea. If I'm being honest, you know. You have Kudus who can pick up the ball and really drive with it. You have Paqueta who's really good at holding the ball up. Hopefully that gets us up the pitch more successfully. I think that's probably a fair thing to do. James Ward-Prowse lays it out wide to Vladimir Sofal, trying to flick it in with his weak foot from deep. There's no point, and Nick Pope's going to take as long as humanly possible with this. Paqueta just puts him in a position to lift it up, and we move. Oh, you missed it, Greg. You missed it. I just had a slice of Domino's pizza with a Baby Bell on top of it. We tried it. We tried to see it. We had one Baby Bell and we had one slice of pizza, and we combined it both. We combined them both. Whether or not that helps or works, who knows? Is yet to be seen. But we did it. We did it. Hope you're well, by the way. So here comes Murphy. Jacob Murphy coming on for Michail Almiron. Do you remember when Murphy and his, what was his brother called? He had was it a twin or just a brother? And they both played for Norwich. They both broke through at Norwich. Jacob and something Murphy. Surprised he hasn't pulled the Wilson button, the Wilson alarm yet. But then again, he scored twice, so why does he need to? And Isak has been a lot more central today, so in the second half. So Benrahma does really well there. Paqueta tries to flick the ball through, can't quite find it. Kudus battles with it, can't quite get there either. James Ward-Prowse collects it down. Kudus with a left foot, plays it out to Emerson. Alvarez lofts it over the top. Sofal, first time headed pass into the box. Wasn't great, but thankfully Newcastle had no clue what it was either and basically give us the ball straight back. Bowen trying to find the cross. Sofal trying to play the cross. We get a corner from it. Newcastle not a small team. Not a small team by any stretch of imagination. Dan Burn, Lascelles, Shah, certainly not short guys who aren't capable of not heading the ball. So maybe not as powerful a tactic as we usually would have in this situation, but certainly we've got Aged, we've got Zuma. We have taken off Souček though, so ball whipped in, looking for Zuma and Aged. Neither of them can get there. We get control of the ball. The referee genuinely might as well not be on the pitch at this point, I'll be honest with you. Big hook back towards the box. Aged battling for it. Can't quite make it work. The North Idaho TV network lets me down. North Idaho TV network let me down, so I can't see. There we go. Okay, we're back. Newcastle trying to work their way forward, doesn't quite manage it. Kudus does well to control that one just away from it. Again, striding forward, finds Emerson. Still looking for that second phase, we are, you know, of what happens when Antonio comes off. Because when Antonio comes on, we know what we're doing with Antonio. But when he's off, we still remains to be seen. I think this is maybe the better option. Kudus does well to find a bit of space there. Pulls it back dangerously. Just no one in front. Ben Rama was there. It was heading towards him, but there was just a Newcastle defender in front of him. Any sort of movements towards the front of the Newcastle player might have resulted in a shot there. But still, here comes Callum Wilson for Isak. Two goals in less than 10 minutes, it felt like, for Isak. Annoying from us. But he's going to come off, and on in his place comes West Ham bogeyman Callum Wilson. Yeah, as I was saying, I feel like we're yet to sort of fully figure out. I'll tell you what, Aged's so good, isn't he? Like the way he just sprint there to give Areola a second option. Bro, there's more Newcastle players in and around our box as we pass it around between Aged and Areola than there are West Ham players. It's lunacy. It's lunacy. Because when Antonio's on the pitch, we know what we're doing. But when he comes off, it's obviously, we know with Ings it doesn't work. Mubama feels like an obvious option, but for some reason, David Moyes is refusing on that one. So at that point, we need to figure out what's the next chance. And it feels like this is the best option, having Paqueta up front. Kudus involved in the sort of 10 position. Feels like it's arguably the best approach. Because we've seen Bowen up front and that doesn't really work. We know Ings doesn't work. So at that side, you've got to sort of do something a bit out of the box because those are the only real options we have. And I think this is probably the one. Said that. Flick through there from Murphy looking for long stuff, but Zuma easily covers that one. This is looking more and more like it's going to end 2-1, unfortunately. It's unfortunate. We've just not really turned up in the second half. We had a really good first half, but second half we've just not really turned up. Incredibly heavy touch there. It's going to be a throw in to us. It's a great tackle by Alvarez in the midst of all that, by the way. It ended up being a throw in, but the sort of long legged slide tackle was a beautiful thing. We're American footballing our way up the pitch right now, just yards at a time. Paqueta, another misplaced pass. He just sort of just completely mishit it as he just sort of pumped it long to the other side of the pitch. Doesn't quite work. Areola boots it long. It's a path for nobody. We're committing a lot of people forward looking for a goal. We're committing a lot of people forward. Potential handball against Dan Burn. Call goes up. Nothing happens from it. Time 50. Okay, my timer is correct. Oh no, it's not. It's just skipped forward again to 88. For Christ's sake. It keeps skipping, so I'm like, I need to just pay attention to where the time was. And then right as I'm like, yeah, okay, I checked it, it's fine, and then it skips again. Anyway, stress. Coming forward, Soufal down the right-hand side. Short to Kudus. Hits it. Oh, Mohamed Kudus! Come on, 2-2. Second half, we've not deserved it at all, but we're back in it. 2-2. Mohamed Kudus. Yes. Yes. Oh, that's not the button I need. I need the... There we go. This is what I need. Oh, my Lord. Ball gets played forward. Zuma plays it out wide to Soufal, who steams forward. Looking for maybe an early cross. Instead, pulls it into Kudus, who's just found a little bit of space amongst just outside the box in space. He's got about 4 Newcastle players equidistant around him. None of them remotely close. Takes one touch, comes across. It wasn't a great first touch, but the second touch slams it with his left foot, falling slightly. It's driven straight into that bottom right-hand corner. Mohamed Kudus with the left foot. Let's go. 2-2. 2-2. Let's go. Let's go. And that's why you don't put him up front as well. Because that means he doesn't have to draw the back line out. You have other people to draw the back line out. He can find those positions in that set, those sort of areas, and be super effective from it. Awesome stuff. 2-2. Oh. Stoppage time is going to be announced any second now. As Newcastle get the game back underway. "90 minutes done. Stoppage time yet to be called." Oh, nice ball through there from Paqueta into the space of Kudus. Nice little twist as well. Going absolutely nowhere, but it was nice. Why not? Lob it in there. All of a sudden, it feels very us. It feels very us right now. Just passing the ball around. We're keeping possession. We're getting a lot of people forward. We've kept a lot of people forward, more than I would have expected, if I'm being honest. It looked like it was a situation in which we were going to go a little bit all hands on deck defensively, but we kept a lot of people forward, which has left us a little bit exposed to the back, but it's giving us those options going forward. God, stream, please. Not now. Now is the one time I need you. Now is the one time I need you. Oh. Close opportunity. 6 minutes of added time, 1 minute of it gone. Benrahma almost there. It's going to be a corner. James Ward-Prowse to take it, obviously. Far on the left-hand side. Whips it in. More confidently punched there from Nick Pope. Whips back in from James Ward-Prowse. Punched away again, but that one unconfidently from Nick Pope. No one can quite get on the end of it, though. And it's just hooked away from Newcastle. Please, I beg you just work. I'd love it if you just worked. It'd be really nice. No. Okay, we're back. Time's fine. My God. 6 minutes of extra time. 6 minutes of extra time. Offside against Kudus there. Cut to the linesman picking his nose. You love to see it. 4 minutes to go. 4 more minutes to go. Newcastle are going to make a sub. Anderson coming off. Target coming on. Defensive from Newcastle. Eh? I mean, Target, to be fair, can whip a ball in if he needs to. Come on. 3.5 minutes to go. Well done from Alvarez there. Long go gadget legs just hooking the ball away. Big ball forward looking for Benrahma, who battles with it. Quite make it work. Straight into the hands of Nick Pope. Nick Pope just allowed to stride forward as we go into full defensive mode. Pope pumps it. Zuma a little bit underneath that one. Can't quite get a solid header on it, but he wins a free kick against Callum Wilson. Zuma just asks for a little bit of calming from the West Ham side. And now we're going to do the exact same thing. Areola just... It looks like he's going to pump this one. Could play it short. He pumps it. Paqueta gets his second chance, lays it nicely into Bowen. Not being his best game today, couldn't quite find his way around it. But I tell you what, he snips that one away well. Paqueta went sliding in and he just is the beneficiary of it. Nips the ball away. Come on. I mean, look, if we hold out for a 2-2 at this point, I'm not exactly going to complain in any way, shape or form. I will happily take the 2-2. But at the same time, we could get something from this game. At the same time, so could Callum Wilson. Stress. He's on the ball. He's lost that one free kick as well. Tell you what, we get a 2-2 here and break the Callum Wilson curse. I'm happy with that. I'll take that, especially given the second half we've had. First half, I feel like we would have deserved something from this game. We were a better team. Second half, far from it. And so if we can come away from this with a point and without Callum Wilson destroying our hopes and dreams, we take it. Big ball forward. Surely that's a free referee. Surely that was a free kick, my dude. God, the referee's awful, isn't he? He's just been crap. Tonali takes the touch. He goes down against Alvarez there, quite emphatically, screaming in pain, back of his ankle. Going to be a free kick to Newcastle. Feels like it's probably going to be the last thing that happens. Yeah. Alvarez just catches him awkwardly on the top of a foot, ankle type area as he sort of sticks a foot in to try and nip the ball away. It's clumsy from Alvarez. It's clumsy. It feels like this is going to be the last thing that's going to happen today. Free kick right on the touchline, right by David Moyes' technical area, to which the linesman is currently, or the fourth official is currently taking David Moyes to get back in it. But it's right by the technical area, right on the touchline. Kieran Trippier to take it. We've not been good enough from these positions at all. Not been good enough from these positions at all. The early crossing free kicks have been our downfall, to be fair. That one's not great. That one wasn't great at all. Headed away from Alvarez, but only as far as Murphy. I'll tell you what, Jared Bowen puts everything on the line. And the high foot from Murphy will hit it. Paqueta's screaming for the ball quickly, but I think the referee's whistle is going to go before we get an opportunity to take this one. Jared Bowen's putting his head on the line, just flying in on that head, on that ball, loose ball. Murphy high foot towards it. Can't quite make it work. I feel like the whistle's going to go before we can make anything of this opportunity. The ball hasn't come quick enough. Got 2 balls on the pitch currently. You'll have to see it. Again, just kicks the other one off. Full-time whistle I feel like is about to go. All eyes on the referee. Blows his whistle for the free kick. Zuma's going to take it. Pumps it. 2-2. 2-2. Honestly, we take that. We'll take that. I thought first half we were the better team. We only had one shot in it, but I felt like we were the better team. I don't think Newcastle knew what to do against us. They certainly couldn't break us down at all. Isak was finding himself out wide really frequently, which is fine, but it just meant that there wasn't enough movement inside the box and they just weren't passing it around quick enough. They weren't hitting those long rangey they weren't hitting those long rangey switches enough. They just didn't have what it took, and we defended brilliantly in that first half, and we got the goal we deserved. And I felt like we were. I feel like it was going well in the first half. I was happy with it. Second half, we come out. We've not been anywhere near good enough. We weren't fast enough. We weren't good. We weren't good enough going forward in the first half, and in the second half, we took a step down and never stepped up in any other sense. It was a massive shame. The fact we've managed to get a 2-2 draw out of that, because defensively we weren't good enough. Newcastle started to figure out what they needed to do in terms of playing the ball quicker. The fact we got that, I will take that. I will take that all day. Not perfect, but a 2-2 draw in that scenario, we take. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. Massively appreciate it. Remember to stick around because there will be a live match review in just a few moments' time from Gio. We're going through the game properly, so you can head over there and dissect the game, where it went right, where it went wrong. Talk about how bad the ref was, because Jesus Christ. And make sure to subscribe and all that good stuff.
We came close to the 40k. We didn't quite hit it. So we came close to the 34k. We didn't quite get there. However, we will be there very soon. So subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell notification button so you don't miss out on any future videos, even over the international break where I have plenty of stuff going on, and like it because it helps us out massively. Head on over to the review now to catch Gio and Gonzo, to catch Gio live. And thank you once more to Tom, to Dave, Acid D, Punch Drunk Gaming, to Dexter, and to GP. Massively appreciate you all. Thank you all for coming, and we will see you for the next game. See you later, everyone. Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye.